You know what? Hey, you know what? It's showtime. You're on live. How you doing? Who is it? Nance?
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, Nance, good to have you calling in. We were all wanting you to call in.
What the hell?
Well, there she is, guys. There's Nance.
What?
The phone, Mr. X, is Nance.
Nice. All right. Sounds great. Good. I don't think I've ever spoke to her.
Ron Tello.
Ron Tello, how you doing, sir? He froze. Hi, Arkansas. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for letting me up here. I don't have the pretty Nancy voice, though. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you do. You got that Southern Belle accent. I like that, too.
How you doing?
Yes, good evening. It's been an exciting evening on YouTube, has it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's just amazing the stuff that's going on out here. You're one of the good guys. I mean, hey, Mr. X.
Yes.
Yeah, that Navy, was that the military K bar that Jim was showing earlier, the one from the Vietnam era?
Yeah.
That's called a K bar. I've got one.
Oh, you got one too? Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's a cool knife.
Oh, yeah. Mine's authentic. I'm sure the other one is too.
I didn't know you were in Vietnam.
No, I got it on eBay.
Oh.
Go get a shot of Abilify.
Well, that do.
I love you, Jim. Like Jim and Mr. X always say, get it.
Get it, girl. Why is it I feel like going to the club every time we're on the channel right here and I'm looking at Johnny right here? I just hear techno music, boom, 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 boom. All the lights flashing and shit.
Just congratulating you, Johnny Yarborough, for your fantastic show, brother.
For all the chat room, if it wasn't for Mr. X, if it wasn't for Jim Terry, I would not have been here at all. So they get the glory too.
Agreed.
Right, Mr. X?
Everybody's pitched in. I'm just a small part of the puzzle, but yeah.
Yeah.
You were a big part of my little puzzle, Mr. X. Thank you very much for you and Jim Terry for helping out Outlaw Video TV.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Don't forget,
to see you guys still going hard and doing great shows.
Good.
Danny, thank you so much. You did a really good job. And I wouldn't be telling you that just because I'm telling you that. I'm telling you because I mean that, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Everything she was saying, she was on point, though. She was on point. Let me introduce you to somebody. Somebody else is here in the chat on the panel.
Hello, it's Doug.
It's Doug. Hey, Doug. How you doing, Doug?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
How's that turtle?
I'm sorry. What does that mean? Listen, I have a question. I was wondering when you guys are going to do some more of that cooking stuff. I really like that. I have a suggestion.
He's nuts.
No, I was thinking maybe some butthole stew.
Bragging Tad wants you some of that butthole soup, Johnny.
Well, too bad you didn't live near me because I could draw a butthole on your face and you can blow them kisses.
Hey, that would be cool, though, huh? Org, block that.
New adult dating. Hey, I'm going to click on that. What are you guys talking about blocking? I'll find me some hot chick dating adult site.
I guess Jim was trying to get me a date earlier.
Oh, is he? With the dude?
Yeah, it was some dude or some shit like that.
I heard that, actually. That was pretty damn funny. I was like,
hey, Jim, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, good. I want to share a little thing. I'm right with you. If you see somebody down on their luck or homeless, I'll tell you what's fun to do every once in a while is a Hispanic lady with her 2 young children on the side, and they were looking for money to. So normally I would just say, hey, I'll fill it up and I'll pay the attendant. But this time I decided to do a little something different. So I went over to her and I said, do you need some money? And she goes, yes. And I said, well, about how much? She goes, about $15 will get me to my mom's house. And I said, okay. So I pulled out my wallet and I showed her 100. And I said, well, do you have change? And she didn't have change for the 100. So I fucking left.
Is that a bear? Hey, look at that bear. Hell yeah, I like it. Don't take that off of there. I like that. He takes it off. But
what you know about
everybody in the chat room, Mr. King Samoan, is asking you to put that bear mask back on so they can say it one more time. Can you do that for these masses?
That's not a mask, Johnny. That's a 9-foot brown bear, buddy.
Oh, is it? Can you show it one more time?
Thank
you.
It's probably, I don't know.
Is it heavy?
Yeah. Johnny, don't be getting excited.
I'm not.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Ruben, you finally came on. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right. I was trying
to
find
he is, guys. He's showing his teeth. There he is. There he is.
Get eaten by the brown bear?
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I'm surprised he took that car. Why didn't he take his other mode of transportation?
Because that's the only car we. That's the only car we have.
No, doesn't he usually drive a bicycle?
I drive a bicycle.
Yeah.
He drives a tricycle.
Oh my God.
Just Mike wants to do an Elmo voice or some shit.
He has what?
Yeah. I do voice
he wants
impressions.
to do Elmo voice for everyone.
Go ahead.
That's actually good.
Mike, do you drive a white van with no windows on the side and open your window and say that to people? I'm just wondering.
It's actually scary.
Thanks for watching.
What's up?
How you doing tonight, man?
Okay.
You look pretty interesting in all that gear you got right there. You getting ready to go on a road trip?
I was about to.
Yeah, you're gonna come down to Long Beach, huh? I heard.
Long Beach, LBC.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
How you doing, King?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ruben. Go ahead.
I decided to throw this on real quick. Let it heat up in here.
That's right. If anybody doesn't know in the chat room what's going to happen this weekend, me and Ruben are going to finally meet for the very first time, and we're going to be just discussing a few things and meeting each other. And he'll finally get to come to Long Beach and meet me, and he's more than we're going to just talk it out, and we're going to talk, man. And Mr. King Samoan, how you doing?
I'm good, Johnny. How about yourself?
You seem a little bit tired tonight. You okay?
Oh, I'm good, brother. I'm not.
You know,
tired. I'm good.
And I got some. If anybody heard and saw over there in Jim's chat room, I am really super close to getting the watch hours. We are at 3,600 watch hours. 3,600. We only need 400 more watch hour times. King Samoan, is there anything you like to add to the plate tonight?
Watch hours, yeah. I've been doing the same thing like Equalizer said, Johnny. I've been running the computer. You know, I just leave the tab open and just had a playlist like Ruben said, and I just leave it running, and it just picks your videos, you know, and watches one right after another and after another. So, you know, I've tried to contribute to.
And that's another thing I want to say. Whoever was doing what King Samoan was saying, I just want to say thank you so much for you guys doing that for me, because you know what? it looks like I can really tell that there's a lot of people here in the chat room, and King Samoan and Ruben Sanchez wants to see me get monetized. And trust me, I've been working so hard to get this done, and we're going to have it done probably before the weekend. We're going to probably have it done before Saturday. So please just bear with me and we'll get it done together. Go ahead, King.
That's right. We're getting there, huh? Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Yes, sir.
It's about getting your grind on, You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And,
That's right.
Arkansas, I did send you a link for you to come up here with King Simone tonight and Ruben Sanchez and myself. You're more than welcome to come up if you want to come up. Melissa Moynes, thank you for coming to the chat room. Let me go. Yeah.
We got to start your show off right. You got to do it. You got to do a promo cut for you like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the. I didn't hear the last part. Welcome to the what?
Circus.
Oh, welcome to the circus. Yeah, y'all didn't hear that one tonight.
Yeah,
I always heard it, but I just cut you a new promo right there for you, buddy.
Oh, there you go. I'm gonna let you start saying that every night, then. Okay.
Absolutely, I'll do it every night for you.
All right,
that's
there
what
you
it
go.
takes to get you monetized and get your YouTube goal set. Absolutely, brother. Like I said, I'm always here for you.
Yeah, Raymo Mellon, thank you for coming. Grateful Mad, thank you for coming. Nance, thank you for coming. Melissa Moynes, thank you for coming. Let's see who else. Guidance, thank you for coming. Chanel, thank you for coming. And everybody else in the chat room, thank you for coming. And Crimson, thank you for coming. Tonight we're just going to be talking. Let's chill, and we're just going to talk about things. I heard that there was a little thing that somebody wanted to bring over and talk about the Dylan Rounds cases, and King Simone, if you know anything about it, you're more than welcome to. The platform is yours.
Well, yeah, because I've been following it since everybody says the beginning, but I was actually, a lot of people don't know this, and I don't know if I've ever said it, but I was actually in the Wells area right after he had gone missing. It was like a day or two after. And I remember the storm that came through there. I don't know if it was as bad as it was in Wells, but those few days, even up into the beginning few days of June, were, I think I was there till the 3rd or the 4th. I was just passing through to go to Reno. But I remember the storms there were nasty because they got I think it's Ty Corbin might know. I think it's a Flying J. It's right off the freeway. It's right on the corner there. But a lot of people stop there to sleep, You get a lot of hot shot truckers that stop there that come through off the I believe it's the I-80 right there. And maybe he can call in or something and let us know, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think it's a Pilot. It's one of those gas stations. They got a small little casino in there. But that's how I actually saw the case, because it came up for some weird reason. It came up on one of the news stations, or no, it was Heavy D's video actually is where I saw it. Because I follow Heavy D, because like I said, I'm big into diesel trucks. And, he's one of the more popular people out there when it comes to diesels. So that's how I got started on it. And I was in the area, and I've been hooked on it ever since. So, I followed all these shows around and listened to everybody's stories. And, all the characters that are involved with it. And, that's why I like to hear from Jim, because I asked him the other night about it, if you guys remember. Because I like to get his take on it, because he was actually a part of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Agree.
I don't know if Ruben followed that at all or no, Ruben.
You know what? Yeah. I went on Doug's channel when Jim was on there. Only reason we went on Doug's was because of JT and Ty Corbin. As soon as they left, I bounced. The only reason I went back in is to talk shit, and then he blocked me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, yeah. And I got blocked in most of them as well, because a lot of them, they don't like to speak they don't want to hear your opinion, unless you're sending them money all the time. They don't want to hear your opinion.
Yeah,
but and Jim's not really like that. He's gotten to the point now where he's more like that, because there's so many trolls that come in there and try and talk shit. But for the most part, he'll address anybody. If he sees a comment that he doesn't like, or he catches his eye, he'll bring it up, regardless whether you pay or not. And a lot of those other channels, they don't do that. It's weird.
Like Tyler Feller and do some super chat trains.
Yeah, I saw that. I listened to a few of his. Yeah, I listened to a few of his shows as well, but I really wasn't into that whole thing.
I didn't care for him.
Right.
Yeah, you don't acknowledge nobody unless you super chat them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Well, and you know, what the hell? What the
Heck is
hell?
that?
Johnny, I'm still wondering why the hell you have all
club
these
again.
masks and what you and PZ are doing over there in the nighttime with them disco lights, masks, every mask
Are
you
you
can
watching
think
Friends
of.
or some shit?
No, this is my
Johnny?
new mask where
What's
I
that
can watch
movie
this.
on in the background? You better get it off.
Oh
back.
yeah.
You're gonna get struck. What the fuck?
I don't know what the hell Johnny's watching. I guess this is what a 40-year-old gay guy watches at nighttime, apparently. Interesting. Yeah.
I'm shocked he was watching straight TV.
Yeah, that was Hogan's Hero.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, these are my new glasses that I got so I can see this. So I can see the chat room a little bit better because the screen is so bright, and I got my light that's in front of me that's really light, and then I got my disco lights all over me so it won't blind me. You guys like this one?
Johnny, we got to shout out Yelly being a grandma in the chat. I see she's in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Ellie. Thank you for shout out to Ellie. Had a brand new grandbaby. She's she sent me a picture of it. And she's really beautiful. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, and another
Sound
thing
like you're
is
talking behind a mask.
I was just showing you guys. I'm about to take it off.
You're good.
One more thing is that Elvis Presley daughter died. I think it was. She had what?
Cardiac arrest.
She had a heart attack.
Cardiac arrest. Yeah, that sucks. That's no good.
Yeah.
How old
So
was
you know,
she?
this is just Johnny being a little bit silly. You know what I mean? I just like to. I got all these different masks. I like to share them with you guys. And you know, it's just this is my one with my guy. This is really actually for my bike when I'm riding my bike, so nothing will get in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's all that is.
I got you. I bet everybody's looking at you weird.
I know. I saw all the question. I saw all the question marks. Yeah, and Rainbow Melon said she was only 54. Stage Tech 2 said she was only 54, and that's very sad to hear. Well, she went up to heaven. She went up to go to heaven with her daddy. You know, so that's where we're going to stand with that. I guess. You know what I mean?
MJ, Michael
Because
Jackson.
I really don't know too much about it, and we got another shout out to somebody in the chat room was telling me yesterday that they like to see me smile more, and I smile a lot, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So I'll smile one more time for you guys. There you go. And
hey, can we hear from Gay Sloth at all tonight? Are we going to hear anything from Gay Sloth in the Butter Challenge?
Well, I don't know where Gay Sloth is at. I think he's let me hold on. I'll go get him real quick.
All right, you go find Gay Sloth.
Yeah, I'll go get him.
All right. Don't be foo-fooing in the bathroom on the way.
Don't get all excited there, man.
Johnny.
Well, there he is. I found him. There he is.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh,
there he is.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Johnny, did you see that painting that Gold Eagle's painting for you?
Yeah, I saw it, and yeah, I saw it. I liked it. She said that she was in the chat. She was in my chat tonight. Oh, Nance says again, please, Johnny. Okay, hold on, Nance. Nance wants
Johnny,
to see it again.
You got to put it on, and then you got to say, "Baby Ruth."
Hey, you guys. Do anybody got a Baby Ruth?
I'm gonna have to get one day.
Yeah, whoever. Hey, whoever in the chat room. Whoever in the chat room can, I'm gonna make a little contest here, okay? And not tonight. It's just gonna be for another night. We're gonna talk about something real good contest about if anybody can bring me a king size, the first person that can bring me a king size Baby Ruth candy bar, I'll give him a speaker.
How the hell am I going to bring you one?
King size like this, dude. I think they're like this.
There you go. King
size. I don't know where you're going to find that motherfucker.
Okay. No, they have those, Ruben. They have those. It's like, It's like 15 of those king size candy bars in one giant wrapper. I saw it during Christmas. I don't know if they have them any other time, but yeah, I can't remember. I think it was Walmart. One of those stores carried them like that.
No way.
But there's like 15 of them in one giant wrapper, and it's a big giant ass king size.
There you go, Nance. I'll smile for you. There you go, Nance. I'll smile for you.
There was a few different ones.
Yeah.
They had them in like Payday and other candy bars as well.
Huh.
Hey, you know what? I got something else I want to show you guys. Hold on.
I don't think I could eat that whole thing. At least in one sitting.
Well, it's a whole bunch of individually wrapped ones. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it all comes in like it's a giant candy bar wrapper, and you open it up, and they're all individual candy bars in it. But yeah, Fast Eddie said there's a whole bunch of different ones that they make.
Okay, hold on, guys. I got something to say to you.
All right.
This is coming from my mod that's been here with me since day one. And hold on, guys. Let me pull it up a little bit more. She says, in February is a heart health month. I would love to do a little talk here, heart health next month for Johnny. Melissa,
I'd actually really like to hear that.
Melissa, I promise you that you have a seat here at the table, and you always have a chair here. And yes, we'll bring you up on next month in February, and we'll love to have you up. Okay, we'll love to have you up. No problem.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, what are you guys' take on that?
Yeah, nice. My heart issues runs in my family, so actually I do want to hear that. My dad actually had 2 heart attacks by the time he was 45, so and he wasn't unhealthy. I'm talking one of his heart attacks, he was doing the Pony Express Trail on his mountain bike, and he ended up having a heart attack in the middle of it. He used to ride the Pony Express trails all over the country, really, but he'd stay mainly California, Utah, Arizona, Nevada areas, the west, more or less the west area. But he had one on his bike right in the middle of the Pony Express Trail. He had been out like 4 or 5 days and had a heart attack out of there. Luckily, he had somebody with him, another person with him. And that road, there's a few little, I wouldn't say towns, but there's a few places where you can stop where there's people that come through there all the time. It's a pretty big tourist road. And I can't remember if he flagged him down or something, but he ended up having a heart attack. He survived though.
Right on.
But he's had 2 heart attacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bug. Bug. She's here. She's saying hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? My name is Bug, and I think my dad is really cool. Ha ha ha! Get out of here.
You should have wore Gay's lost wife mask with that. Where is Gay's lost wife? Where is she?
She's right here hanging.
Oh, we'll bring her out.
That one fucking creepy ass looking doll.
Yeah, you got to see all the masks.
And then you got to
do this is Gay's lost.
That fucking Elmo voice or whatever that dude did the other day.
Huh? Yeah. Tennessee Gambler, we got a call coming in. Hold on.
Tennessee. Absolutely.
Remember that Tennessee song? Gambler, how you doing, man? Nice to see you.
All right.
What's up, Tennessee?
Just wanted to call in and say hi to my boys. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Ruben King, how you all?
We're good.
Doing good.
Absolutely.
Good, man. Hey, is this not screwed up, man? We're 12 days into the year. Ken Block dies like the second day of the new year. Lisa Marie goes down. That dude from the Bills gets effed up and almost dies. Does it not seem like since Kobe Bryant went down, it's like right after the new year, everybody starts dying?
Yeah.
Happens in threes.
Yeah. Absolutely. It does. It's kind of scary. And that Ken Block one, man, that one was sad. Because I watched a few videos of him out there snowmobiling and shit. And it's sad to see that because, unfortunately, in his line of work, though, as you may know, that he did some pretty crazy shit that could definitely get anybody killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, dude's 55. He was at the top. He was still at the pinnacle of his WRC race, and he was always getting podiums. And I'd followed Ken Block, man, for a long time.
Oh, and
And
absolutely.
that was like so, like just out of left field. It blew me away.
Right. Yeah, no, his and there was a lot of companies that were trying to represent him more or less, because I know he was with Ford for a long time, and then I think he went to Audi, and I don't know where he went recently, because he's big into their electric vehicles.
I'm a super big fan of Audi. I mean, I absolutely love their vehicles. I've had them for a long time. When he went to Audi, I was like, dude, it's on. WRC is going to be back in the day when Audi came out with the first Quattro and dominated everything. I was like, Ken Block in an Audi WRC, it's all over. And then, sure enough, it was all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Tennessee Gambler, how'd you like those masks?
Hey, bro, you're looking good every time, no matter what you put on. Hey, did you see my comment? Did you see my comment on Golden Eagle's little drawing of you?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like she had seen a picture of you when you were like at one of the bathhouses and just got the old rock off, and that's what the painting was. I was like, if anything, that's got to be Gay Sloth right after you got the old no-tell motel with the somebody after having a good time. That mouth hanging open, eyes wide. I was like, God, that's Gay Sloth and throws a passion.
Hey, she said that I saw her in my chat room. She said that she's going to add the teeth tomorrow.
Either way, man, that was a top-notch picture. But hey, we're coming up on 2:00 on the East Coast.
Yeah,
I just want to say hi to my boys, and like you know, I always say, Jim Terry, Mr. X, YouTube New World Order. I got one for you after the other night, brother. Yeah. Every time I come on, it's gonna be all right. And then when I'm leaving, it's gonna be boys. Just keep on living, brothers. LIVIN. Hey, love all three of y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Much love, brother.
You too.
Good night.
Good night, Tennessee Gambler.
Good night.
See, that right there was a good phone call right there.
Right. Tennessee Gambler's a good dude.
Hey, you know what? Right now, it's tomorrow's going to be 67 degrees tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be 67 degrees tomorrow here in Long Beach. And right now it's 50 degrees. It's 50 degrees right now in Long Beach.
Nice.
So tomorrow's high will be 63. Bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's not raining or nothing, and stuff like that. And Mrs. Guidance, Mrs. T, if they come over here, I'll put the mask back on so they can see it. Okay, Miss T, no problem. Tomorrow's Happy Friday, the 13th, guys.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. Hey, that was
Johnny,
a bad. Yeah,
Johnny. Speaking of tomorrow, if it is Friday the 13th, why don't we talk about some ghost stories tomorrow?
Yeah, there you go. That's what we should do.
Isn't that what they do? Some paranormal stuff on the Friday the 13th. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, but I really don't know no ghost stories.
Oh, I got some for days, brother.
Okay.
I bet a lot of people do. I told you, Johnny, I live in a ghost house, dude. I'm not kidding you. It's not a joke. They really are upstairs. I can hear people walking around upstairs every night. Every night. So yeah,
have you checked?
You got a house that's 100 years old with multiple people passing away in it. You're bound to get some energy up there. I don't call it ghosts. I call it energy. You know, because it's a proven fact. Energy doesn't disappear. It doesn't dissipate. Just because it leaves the physical body doesn't mean it goes nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer in that. You can believe what you want, but I've seen it firsthand. I've felt it. I've dealt with it. So it's, you know, I'm not going to get too much into it tonight, but I wouldn't mind talking about it.
Right on. Yelly, we have another winter storm coming through, and it's going to be 20 degrees. Yelly, my prayers are out for you, and we'll go ahead and make sure that you are safe. Okay, stay safe out there. But anyway, like I was saying, King Samoan and Ruben, I think we've got a really good show here. You know what I mean? I got a good show going on. How'd you like the new background? Did you see the background?
What is that? It just looks like
it's a purple wall.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
You know what we do need to do though is, like Mr. X said, get you and the gay sloth a mask and make it cartoonized, a cartoon picture of it, and you can use that as your background. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but I don't know how to draw like that.
Well, you don't have to. You hire somebody to do it for you. It's just a digital artist is all it is, I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe people in the chat know how you would go about doing that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I'll look into it for you, Johnny. How about that?
Okay, cool. Well, I got some more updates on my vehicle. They cut underneath there where they do it. They cut we'll do it. They cut everything. Off? They cut everything. They cut all the plastic off before they got to the Cadillac converter. And then what else did they cut, Paul?
I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't know, but that's all I know is, but they did give him we did get a rental car, and we got a rental van. It's really nice. And they haven't even started working on our vehicle yet. So it's probably going to be a couple of days before they start working on it. Hopefully by next week, they'll start working on it.
Right. Well, and Johnny, I know you didn't want me to bring this up to anybody, but I'm going to anyways. Just so people know, Johnny's trying to get his thing repaired through the insurance, but they do have a deductible of $500. And don't get me wrong, people, Johnny's not asking for money. He's not begging. In fact, he doesn't even want me to talk about it, but I'm going to, because I like to help people out. And Johnny's a good buddy of mine. But Johnny does have to meet a $500 deductible on their insurance before they'll fix his car. So he's not asking for anybody's help. And I'm sorry I'm bringing this up, Johnny, but and I know it's probably going to embarrass you, but I'm just letting anybody know if anybody can help him, he really will appreciate it. I am personally helping him as well, and he'll verify this. And I'm sure probably Ruben is as well. It wouldn't surprise me. So just to let people know, if you do want to help him out, they do need to get their car fixed, and that is what it costs. It's the $500. And I apologize, Johnny. I don't want to bring this whole thing to your channel, but cool. I felt like I had to say that for you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Mr. X. I'm asking Mr. X, does he want to come?
Cash app.
Yeah, Mr.
And sorry, Johnny, I didn't want to make this like a cash grab for you or, make people feel sorry for you, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? And as you know, I've helped you out with lots of things already. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, we have.
If anybody does have that extra few dollars, and every dollar helps, obviously. If somebody does have a few extra dollars they can help Johnny with, I'm going to bring it out because I know you're not going to. All right.
Right on.
And I'm being serious. And I apologize to bring it to your channel or whatnot, but I thought I'd let people know. So I don't like, and I told you before, I'll never have a YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTube person. I don't want money. I don't want nothing. I don't want fame. I'm just here to help you, Johnny, because like Ruben said, you're one of the homies. In my words, you're one of the Usos, and I appreciate you. I enjoy the channel. I enjoy engaging with anybody and everybody. I don't got any beef with nobody on YouTube. I don't even know any of these fucking people. And I got enough bullshit in my own fucking life to deal with. So I don't want to have to deal with other people's bullshit. You know what I mean? I love to debate people, and I love to have debates about certain and any subject, really. That's entertaining to me. It helps me with my brain and thinking and all that shit. Keeps my mind off my bullshit in my regular life. And I think that's kind of what your channel's been pushed to, and has been like, just people bullshitting with each other, enjoying other people's company, and forgetting about, all the bullshit, all the negativity.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ruben, what's your take on that?
I feel the same way. I mean, the only reason I'm here is, just to help you out. I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. I don't need, acolytes and all that bullshit.
All right.
Right.
Just me trying to help you out. You know what I mean?
I hear you. And
Good
here,
dude.
I'm going to do. Go ahead.
You good dude. You know what I mean? Just feeding out the positivity. Trying to share it.
Yeah.
Right. And no, somebody's asking in the chat, Johnny, keep it real, do you know what year the car or vehicle trying to find California program my dad used it for a rebuilt engine, except
It's
don't know if this program's still around.
It's a 1990. It's a 2013 Toyota Prius.
There you go. But the insurance is already taking care of all that, aren't they? All they're waiting for is
the insurance company's taking care of it.
Deductible.
We just have a deductible for $500.
Which, Johnny, when we talked about this early off air without, in real life, the $500 really isn't that big of a deductible, because there's $1,000 deductibles, $1,500 deductibles. So, as far as that goes, that's not too bad. It does suck that you guys did get your whole exhaust stuff cut off, your catalytic converter shut off. And that just goes to show people how fast it can happen, because, in a few minutes, you could be paying thousands and thousands of dollars for a new catalytic converter because some jackass wants to sell it for $50.
Yeah.
At least that's what Equalizer said. Didn't he say it was like $50 to $80 they usually get for them or some shit? But they're worth a whole bunch more?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
It says, yes, I got it, Jen. Mentioned it on the show towards the end. Thank you for that. Glad to be back in chat, and Jim's out tonight too. So everybody, I just want to say thank you. Oh, there's Mr. X. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Mr. X.
I'm back.
Yes, you are back. How you doing, Mr. X?
Good. I was just listening.
Yeah, so I mean, and Ruben, Mr. King Samoan, I really appreciate you saying that. You know how I feel about that, and that's why I didn't want to depress the issue. And you went ahead and did it, and I know, and I appreciated you. And like I said, I don't like asking really nobody for nothing, because I like to work for it for myself and stuff like that. But sometimes, I guess you do need a little help.
Well, like I said, Johnny, it's not about asking for a handout. It's about asking for a hand up, brother, and you deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. And I heard a rumor
together, people that don't have any. What's that?
Well, the rumor is that Salty Pancakes is in Long Beach, and he's going around cutting off catalytic converters now that he doesn't have a job at the. That's what I heard. So he's cutting off catalytic converters because he lost that snowplow job. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that it is, but I'm getting a lot of rumors. All these people come to us. No, nobody said that. I just made that up.
Are you sure? Because there was somebody like a big head and shit going around this neighborhood.
Big head running around. Now here's the question I have, Sloth. Is it the gay bathhouse? What's the entry fee to go into that?
The entry fee it depends.
Does it vary?
25, 30?
No, it goes.
Getting excited, boy. He was like,
you nailed it. You nailed it right on the money, Mr. X. It starts at 25, but it can work up to like 55, 85, 100, $125. It depends on what
more. Is it the longer you're there? Well,
it depends on which VIP pass you want to go in.
Which area has a glory hole?
The glory holes is all through there. Okay. All through the bathhouse.
I was just gonna say, if it's $25, I was trying to mathematically break it down. So it's like to get to 500, every 100 is 4. So 10 would be 40. We're trying to get to how much? $500?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it actually wouldn't be 5. So that's 20 trips to the bathhouse that you're gonna have to take off. I'm trying to mathematically figure out how many trips you will not be able to go to get that catalytic converter deductible.
Yeah.
20. Okay, now I got it.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Don't threaten him with a good time.
Hey.
Johnny,
actually, if you think about it, if that's in your thing and you're into going, that's actually not that bad. I mean, a movie for 2 people's more than that.
Yeah.
True. That's true. Movies nowadays are super expensive. No, Johnny, I wanted to bring up something in chat. Somebody said a good point that closed mouths don't get fed. And I learned that at an extremely young age, and I've always been vocal about it. If there's something on my mind, I'm going to speak it. That's how I was raised. And I think you deserve it. If people can help you out, great. Sorry, I just saw that in chat, and I agree with that, because closed mouths don't get fed.
And let's not forget Mrs. T Dog. Mrs. T's bulldog, whatever
Oh yeah,
kind of
the
dog
hip.
that was, bulldog.
Speaking of that, the hip dysplasia thing, because I have bullies myself. I've had what they call a gargoyle bulldog, also known as an old English. An old, there's old English, there's a whole bunch of them, but gargoyle bulldog, you can look it up. There's not very many of them. There's a guy, I can't remember where he's at, but he specifically breeds those dogs to be like they were back in the day, when they actually were active, I guess herding dogs is really what they were. They were going after cattle and other herds of animals. But the bulldog breed and hip dysplasia is really bad, especially the smaller breeds. You start getting into like the Frenchies and like my micro bullies, nano bullies. They've been so inbred and they've been bred so much. Yeah, really just inbreeding is a big one, but they've been bred to get smaller and smaller and smaller in a breed that's not really meant to. So you get it a lot in the bully breed and those micros and nanos and all that. Not so much, I don't know so much about like the English bulldogs or the old Englishes, but I know in the smaller breed, pocket bullies, micro bullies, all those, it's really bad. And the hip dysplasias. In fact, one of the guys I follow on YouTube, his dog, I go back and forth with him and debate about it all on his YouTube page all the time because he's pressing this dog like it's a $1 million dog because of its bloodline, right? They get really big into bloodlines with bullies. So this guy has a really, and I'm not going to say his name because I'm not trying to put him on blast, but he has a really beautiful stable of dogs, all different kinds of bullies, Frenchies, everything. And he bought a bully with this specific bloodline, and it cost him a lot of money. I think he paid $8 to $10 grand for this dog as a puppy, a small puppy. And I've been watching it over the past 6 to 8 months, and the dog has really bad. They think it's either crickets or both its legs are. It looks bow-legged, so I argue whether it's hip dysplasia. It almost looks like crickets, where the legs they're like bow-legged when they walk. So the dog's back legs, and I argued with him about it because he's going to breed this dog with another dog, and he's saying, well, I can correct that. And I keep arguing with him. I'm like, the dog's going to carry that shit no matter what you do. Not all the dogs might not have it. Maybe none of them have it, but it's still going to be in their blood. And he just won't take the L on it, so to speak. He won't admit the fact that his dog, he got duped. Somebody sold him a bullshit dog. It happens all the time, pretty much daily in the bully game is what they call it. And there's big money in the bully game. And like my dog, my micro bully, he comes from a purple ribbon background. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean shit anymore because they're so mixed bred, even with their 10 lines back of genealogy on both sides. It's still bullshit because my dog, I can tell right now, was mixed with some sort of French bulldog by his ears. I didn't crop my dog's ears.
Right.
A lot of people do crop them. I don't crop them because I think it's kind of inhumane for one, and two, there's no good reason to, not on that breed anyway. So I kept it natural, and you can see when his ears stick straight out like a dent. You know how French bulldogs' ears, they're kind of round and stick straight up in the air. Most people, if they know Frenchies, that's what they look like. So, but yeah, that whole, it's interesting because like I said, Mr. X, the other night, some of those dogs, they'll go up to 100 grand plus for one dog.
I've seen that stuff. I've seen there's all kind of like trading and selling here. By the way, just want to say I just want to say hello to Jen. Hopefully we figured that out. She knows what we're talking about, and I appreciate the Cash App at the end of the show if I didn't say it. I think I did. But let me ask you this, because this is something about the dogs, and you piqued my interest on this. And by the way, Nance, you and Rainbow Melon can fight over Mr. X. You're welcome to come up here and both profess your love for me and try to see who's more dominant. But
there you go.
Are there a lot of dogs in Samoa?
Tons. In fact, they have a really bad dog problem.
Okay.
And they're not so much people's dogs. They're just stray dogs. In fact, people might think it's gross, but over there, sorry, I'm rolling something. Over there, the dogs, they do eat the dogs. There has been plenty of dogs eaten.
What?
Cats,
have you eaten a dog before?
Well. I've eaten pretty much every animal you can think of that comes on that continent. So yes, horse. A lot of Tongans are into horse. They still do. They even come to America and eat horse here. The Tongans do. Yeah, I've had cat as well. Trying to think what else I've had. Yeah,
I mean, what's the grossest
like
one?
domestic animals like that? Those two. In my eyes, those two, because I was born in America, so dogs and cats over here versus over there are totally different. They're not so much the cat stuff, that's the dogs mainly. There's so many stray wild dogs, and people don't realize in Samoa also everybody has head lice. Everybody walks around with it. I don't give a damn what they say. And somebody can come up here and argue with me all the way. I lived there for many years, through my younger years. And yes, we would always have our heads shaved because of that reason. Because the head lice they call them ukus in Samoa. So
yeah. I remember that when they were in elementary school, at least here in the United States, like they'd have that thing where they pull everybody to the side and they have a little comb and they kind of go through your hair.
Yep.
And me and Jim were the kind of people, like whenever that would be happening, you'd hear like, like we'd be second graders. I mean, obviously Jim's 2 years older than me, but like, ugh, yuck. Like that, just be a voice that would be thrown. Now, obviously I got a man's voice now, but like, just imagine a little kid be like, ugh. Fucking, that's like bullying even back then. There's no way. I mean, I know you guys are all around like my age. That if you put that 90s attitude, like our like era, or Sloth's like Jim's age, so he's like 2 years older. But if you put us in a high school now, there's just like no way I'd be gone. Either I'd get shot. It'd be one of the two things. Or I'd probably pick up, all the chicks would want me, I know that sounds weird, but I'm so much smarter now. God, if I only knew back then what I know now. I mean, Jim and I were already taking over the high school back then. I mean, you add us 20-something years on top of that. Yep.
It'd be over, huh?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this. I haven't spoke about this, and I know this isn't out there, especially the yearbook. I spoke about it a little bit. I went to a very small Christian school my senior year. Jim went to a Catholic school his senior year. Okay. And 1 year, the highest like thing you can get is like this religious athletic award. And I'm not a super religious guy, but I got that award and I was homecoming king in the same year, which like these people fight. It's like kindergarten through 12, like all year to get, all 12 years or 13 years to become homecoming king or queen. And I got it within the first year. First of all, it's better looking and more athletic than everybody else. So if I just think, okay, that's a smaller version. Like if you put me in Arkansas, put me in a little school like that, maybe that wouldn't happen in California or UCLA or something like that. But you put me in a lily white Arkansas school, I'd take that shit over like in a few weeks. Now you put us in a scenario where the kids are just kind of pussies and less alpha, we would definitely take it over. Because everybody was playing football back then. I mean, you know how that is, Samoa. I mean, there's like dudes like you on our team, and you could probably play in college, and you're already the same size as that in high school. I'm like 180 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, I used to play rugby really a lot, and we would travel all over the place. And the toughest people I've ever played rugby against, there was these two Tongan brothers, and they were tall as fuck. They were like 6'9", 6'10", right? Fuck. They had to be 450, 500 pounds, and they weren't fat either. They were built like a fucking tree trunk. And they would play the 5-6 position, which is the lock position. Yeah. So they would play that position, man. And they would literally have 6-7 guys on their legs and their bodies, and you couldn't fucking tackle them.
That's
and
what
we're
they
not
said
talking
about
small
that,
dudes either.
That Ming guy that was in
Right.
he's like the toughest guy, and they're like, well, what can you do to him? What can you grab on him? You're not going to grab his wrists. You're not going to grab around him. He'll take out your fucking eyeball. So let me ask you this. How big were you your senior year in high school? Like, okay, so I'm 6'1". Let's say in college, I'm probably 180. Maybe I'm 175, 170, in high school. I mean, I'm probably like 190 now. But what are you in high school? Senior year.
In high school, senior year, I was already 6'4". So
I
wear a size 18 shoe now. I every year I grew, my shoe size grew. So when I was 14, 15, 16, all the way up to 18, and I stopped growing at 6'4". So at 6'4", high school, senior, I was about, I say I would start about 220 to 240, depending on what season of sports it was. But like football, I was about 220 because we were doing two-a-days. So, and you can imagine 2-a-days. Well, you already know
I
how
did
those
do
are.
2-a-days for
Right.
2 years.
Exactly.
And,
So you know how shitty that is. So I would drop 20 to 30 pounds during those 2-a-days, but usually we would have a team buffet. So every, whatever, 3 days a week or 2 days a week, we'd go to the buffet either after practice or before, to eat up. As you know all this, I'm sure. So
yeah, I mean, I only played football the first 2 years, and then the JV stuff, and I actually never played varsity football or went beyond that because I told the coach, I said, I think I have a better opportunity to play basketball. Plus, I don't think I'll get hurt as much. And I think, Jim already being there, and as close as I was with Jim, I do think he soiled the waters a little bit for me because, they know we know each other and all that kind of stuff. And Jim was the kind of person, which this is kind of rare for high school. And I'm not talking trash about him. I know he's in the chat, was like, he only wanted to be a kicker. So like this sometimes be like, hey, you go over there and tackle this guy or do this. And he didn't want to do any of that. He's just like, no, I'm just kicking only. And then I would residually get that I'm a pussy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, and I played quarterback. I played defensive back. One of my highlights of, I think, any sport, I played basketball in college too, is one time I put a guy in an ambulance. It was a crackback block. It was an interception. A kid was running the other way. And our goal was, since our team was pretty bad, other schools would always schedule their homecoming for us. So I was like, okay, well, if they're going to beat us, my goal is to put somebody in a fucking hospital, or like not hot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make an impact here, So one time I cracked blocked somebody and they took him away in a wheelchair. I was feeling real good about myself, but I think that's the only play I played in that game. They just took me out. But this whole idea where you see these little kids where they're like, okay, well, let's give a ball to this, this handicapped kid, and they kind of spread the field and this and that. I'm telling you, and Jim will tell you the same thing. If I was on the field, or if Jim was on the field, I'd be going in there head first with my fucking crown of my helmet underneath that guy's face mask. Right in front, I'd make a show of it. I don't care if they tossed me over it. That's what would happen.
See, I want to maybe you know about this, Mr. X, but did you see that the Millie, the black kid, they say I think he's like 13 or 14, but this fucker's got like a full-on mustache. That's a big thing right now in sports, and I can't remember where he's from. Maybe Jim knows. I don't know. But I was watching some interviews about him the other day. Everybody's talking about him. ESPN.
I'd have to see it. I don't know, but yeah. I just know that football. Actually, ironically, I never got hurt playing football, but I got hurt playing basketball. I obviously played basketball much longer, and I think that the basketball, at least in that era, was a lot of hand checking and pushing off, and it was very physical compared to where it is now. But it's just a different world, though. But I haven't seen this kid. That football, that football stuff. I'm glad that I didn't play a lot. Like, I don't have any injuries from playing the football the couple years that I did, but I'm glad that I put pads on and, learned the game from a point of view of a quarterback, even though I'm left-handed, which nobody wants to run the offense from the left side unless you can run like Vic, which I don't. But, it's just, it was not the game that was tailor-made for me. And I'm definitely not a kicker either.
See, and I enjoyed it. I played left tackle. I played defensive end. I played all over the place a little bit because I was, believe it or not, I was big, but I was still fast. A lot of Islanders are like this, actually, where we can be real big and heavy, but faster than shit.
Like Yokozuna. It's like that.
There you go. Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, it's a scenario where it's like, I love football and I liked playing it, but I wasn't going to go through 2-a-days again to be somebody's tackling dummy when I thought that I had a better chance to be a college basketball player, which, you hear Jim's like, my goal to go to college was to play pros. Well, my goal to go to college was just to play basketball and then to get my degree. I mean, I didn't think I was going to play in the NBA or overseas or anything. And then once I got injured in basketball in college, I'm like, you know what? Why am I getting injured for nothing? I should do stunts and like get paid for this. Fuck that. So then that's when I started doing more of the acting stuff. So that's how it evolved into that.
With the stunt stuff, do they get paid big money like some say the top of the top cream of the crop stuntmen? Do they get millions of dollars per job, or they do? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really it's more like this. The day player SAG rate 8 hours is a little bit over 1,000. So if you get a weekly contract, and I can't remember what the weekly is off because it continues to go up every single year, but it's a couple grand plus the per diem. But it's really paid out per diem. Yeah, you get per diem when you're on location and all that stuff, as long as you're not a local. But if you go to say, for example, like Avatar 2 and 3, and that's shooting in, I know the stunt coordinator, I met him, fucker never hired me, a guy named Garrett Warren. I'm going to get in a conversation about him, but he's a guy with an eye patch. Just like Jim knows all these football coaches, I know all these stunt coordinators and have met them. So Garrett Warren is the stunt coordinator of Avatar 2 and 3, did Magnificent 7, a bunch of other films. And he goes over there, but what happens is if you get hired on the contract, let's say you can only have to work one day, but they have you for the entire week. They might say, hey, your call time is on Wednesday at 5 p.m. And the rest of the time you're sitting at a fucking hotel. Hey, we got a rush call for you. Could you come here on Friday? There's going to be something we need you for. So where you get paid is what's called an adjustment. Every time you fall down, so there's a fight scene. If you do a fire burn, that's where you start making more. The longer you're on it, the higher the residuals are going to be. So the day rate is not even that much.
Is there like
what was that, Ruben?
A hazard pay?
Yeah, the hazard pay. Yeah. So, I mean, like every time, if you have to do 2 or 3 takes of a fire burn or 2 takes of a car flip, if you have two cars to flip, you're going to get paid more and more. Now, I don't do cars, but that's where those guys really make the money, is those specialty stunts. But a lot of those are being circumvented by visual effects. Like you could do a big car flip, but enhance it like with digital debris and all that. So it's not like, it's still a car flip, but some of it is 75% real, 25% fake.
Hey, Mr. X, what was that one movie with Vin Diesel? The car was going off the bridge and he was jumping into the bridge. What movie was that called again?
Triple X. A guy died on that.
Oh, that was Triple X.
Yeah, that guy who's sliding down that was like that kind of like zip line. He died on that stunt.
Really?
Yep.
Zip line.
Damn, that was a good movie though too. I was trying to think of that movie. What the name of it was, and it was a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, Triple X is it, and then there's a scene in The Hangover 2 where the guy who was doubling is the one in Thailand. The guy who was doubling Ed Helms sticks his head out of the door of like the car. There's like a car chase.
Yeah,
that stunt guy got his fucking head crushed. Like I don't know if you remember that scene in the movie, but with the monkey and all that stuff. Yeah, that guy got fucking crushed on that. So, I mean, I've never been in a series. I've never done anything where I've doubled somebody for really long. I've never actually stunt doubled anybody. It's always been where I'm a character in a 2, and I do a stunt. Like I get shot, but I'm like a goon or something. And you would never know it's me, even if you know who I am, because either they change the way I look or it's so fast.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it.
That's.
And you're right, Nance. As you get older, it's like, is this really worth it? And then somebody's like, well, you can run around and fall down. I mean, like they want you to hit the concrete legit. I'm like, fuck that.
It's got to be real. It's got to look real.
Yeah, it's got to look, even if you're padded up. So I did a stunt where I don't want to say what it is because you guys probably already seen it, but I fell through something and this fucker wanted me to do it with no pads on. Now I made $3,000 in a day and I was only there 6 hours, but I'm not going to continue to fall through. You don't even want to fall on a trampoline in an awkward position without pads on. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you could turn an ankle anywhere.
Yeah.
Walking a fucking dog. But it's just the more you do it, the more there's opportunity to get hurt, just like anything. So,
I was talking to one of my buddies today who's big into basketball, and we were talking about the '90s Bulls.
Can barely hear you.
Utah. He's actually from Utah. You can't hear me?
Barely.
What? Oh, you can barely hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me better now or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my buddy from Utah.
Yeah.
He was a big Jazz fan in the 90s, but we were talking about the Jazz and the Bulls when they went out at, I think it was 96, I believe it was, when Jordan had the flu.
Yeah. They were saying that flu game was a fake.
What's that?
They were saying recently that whole flu game was a fake, actually. I read something about that the other day.
That's actually what he said. He was saying, he brought something about that up as well. But he's older, dude. He's in his 50s. But he's been a Jazz fan for years and years. And somehow we got onto the whole basketball thing. Were you big into the basketball thing in the 90s, like when the whole Jordan dynasty, or I should say?
Yeah, I mean, I was never a Jordan fan. I mean, I was more of a wrestling fan in the 90s than anything. But it's just basketball was so big back then, and I think the game was better than it is now. Hand checks is more physical defense. It's because it's a game where you also talk shit. I mean, yeah, you talk shit in football, but I don't know how much you could talk shit on a line or as a quarterback or this that. Where here's the other thing about basketball is there's 5 guys versus 11 in football. Really, there's you want to say more than that because there's 3 special teams, defense, and offense. Where I like to play defense too, but I like to talk shit. And then I like to say stuff to the cheerleaders. So my goal, like I said, is to try to, like they always say in wrestling, leave the impression of me by the end of the day. Even if we lose, I'm going to try to ruin the game or talk trash. There's actually a highlight video out there, which probably can be found, and that can be verified very easy. That's all I'll say.
You know those the Hoop It Up tournaments I was telling you about?
Yeah.
We played one in
they were big in Nevada and Arizona. Those Hoop It Up.
Those are big in Florida too.
We played one in Woodland Hills. You know that redheaded kid from the Sandlot?
Yeah.
The little fat kid.
Yeah.
So we played against him and his team, and it kind of like amassed a big crowd, you know. And Mr. X, you know how like they would have volunteers taking score and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'd only get like a ref if something like this game happened, or the major games, you know what I mean, the ones that's playing for the championships and all that.
Yeah.
Well, playing this kid and my best friend Julio, he's guarding I can't remember that dude's name, but that redhead kid, and my friend Julio's team, he's not like short, but he was shorter than him. And he tried punking him. You know what I mean? That red kid pushed him. And my buddy Julio started pushing him. Somehow we started arguing because somebody from the crowd realized that the volunteer kid, was putting our score on their score. So when they let us know, we tried to, have him change it. But he's a volunteer and he was like a young kid.
Okay.
And got all nervous and shit. And then that redhead kid started talking shit, and like things were getting pretty crazy, right? And so when he pushed up my buddy Julio, I walked up to him and I pushed him. I said, "Hey, motherfucker, this ain't the fucking Sandlot." When I said that shit, the fucking crowd started busting up. Oh shit!
I'm sure that's probably the thing that guy's hiding from. Jesus.
Yeah, and so they went and got a ref, and the ref didn't change the score. You know what I mean? He was like, well, the kid, he's like, well, I didn't notice, I didn't know. And the people in the crowd are telling him, we were telling the ref, we're like, don't listen to us, listen to the fucking people in the crowd. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was only like 4 points, so they win. That redhead kid, dude, he called foul. I mean, he just closed his eyes and throw the ball, he called foul. You know what I mean? So it got, 7 fouls, free throws, and they ended up winning on the free throws and shit. And
yeah, those Hoop It Up games are a lot of fun. I mean, they're almost like the stuff that Jim was talking about, like, with football. And sometimes the game itself isn't the fun part. It's like the behind the scenes, you're going to the game. And I could tell you a quick story, Ruben, about Hoop It Up. Jim, myself, because you could have 4 players, like one alternate, and one other guy. So there was 4 of us. But the one white guy who actually ended up paying for it, who was older than Jim, he was like 2 years older than Jim. His name was Brendan Kelly. His mom was actually a mayor of this area in Clearwater, where all of us grew up. So he's a couple years older than us, white guy, kind of like Opie Taylor looking guy, red hair and this and that. But he was already like out of college when this stuff was happening. And his goal was to become an international attorney in China.
Oh shit!
So he spoke. I mean, like I said, lily white motherfucker. But him and Jim were really close. The first time I ever heard a rap album with like curse words in it was at his house. Like it was an Easy Does It. I was like, wow, I can't believe people talk about like pussy and fuck on an album. I've never heard of this before. You know, I was like, I don't even know how old I was, but I met this guy when I was younger. You know. Anyway, so the point is, one of the funny stories, and this just has Jim can verify this. So we're coming out of a hotel. And because, you know, we're playing Hoop It Up in Orlando. And we're like, oh, Brandon, you can't speak Chinese. He's like, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. And, we're saying, like, well, how can you tell which guy's Chinese and which guy's Japanese? Like, we're from Florida. We don't fucking know anybody. You know, we don't know anything. Can't tell the difference. And he's like, oh, it's real easy. And he goes, oh, that guy right there is Chinese. Says that to me and Jim. And we're like, oh, really? Then say something to him. Or maybe Jim said something. Why don't you say something to him in Chinese? So this white guy walks up to this Chinese guy in a parking lot outside a hotel and says, or I can't even do it, but you know what I mean. You know, and he starts speaking in Chinese, like a perfect accent. And Jim and I's eyes are getting big. And the Chinese guy says it like in a perfect American accent. He looks down on his wrist and he's like, it's 3:30. Like he knew exactly what I guess he asked him, what time is it? Yeah, I'll never forget that. Jim can verify that, but that was something that I couldn't even make this shit up. So yeah, he just asked the guy basically what time it was, and he said it was 3:30. So that's the main story. That and Jim dunked on somebody. The two things that come to mind and from our Hoop It Up days.
Damn.
Yep. Jim dunked on somebody and then like did the dunk where like you kind of hang on the rim and like, you know, you don't want to leg down because the guy's underneath you. So he starts like putting his nuts in the guy's back of the guy's head, kind of riding the guy down. And the next thing you know, like you said, like some people kind of like start gathering around.
Yeah.
You know, now the shit talking started. Now it gets physical.
It.
People are pushing each other.
Yep.
Those are like the two main memories I have. But yeah, I'll never forget that guy did the Chinese accent or did the Chinese, and the guy said 3:30. I'm like, oh, I guess he could speak Chinese. So yeah, after all the COVID stuff happened, he got stuck over there. Like, because he ended up becoming an international attorney, was living over there. We're like, dude, why would you? There's some crazy shit happen. We were saying this way before he ever, you know, anything crazy ever happened. But he got stuck over there or something like that.
What would
crazy
make somebody want to become an international fucking attorney?
He's an international like business attorney who could speak English, and a white guy who could speak English and fluent Chinese. And he was making tons of money. So I remember one time he wanted to meet Jim and I. The last I ever heard of him at a strip club, you know, in somewhere in Tampa. We're like, yeah, we're gonna show up, and neither of us showed up. And the guy was like, you guys never showed up. What the fuck's happening? You know. But he got real weird into kind of the Asian culture. He was always saying things like, yeah, you know, if you have a wife, you can go to massages. It's just part of the culture. Nobody cares. You go to strip clubs. And I'm like, he got real weird about it. I don't know if it's part of the culture or not, but that's what he would tell us.
So he didn't become like a Shaolin monk or nothing, huh?
No. He was talking about how, you know, he goes to Japan and in China and they have all these geisha lounges and you go in there and do shit and it's like, you know, but it's like if you have a wife, she's okay with it. And I'm like, whoa, never heard any of this. He's like, yeah, it's really great. And I'm like, well, he kept saying to us he wanted, you know, so you guys should come out. Now Jim doesn't fly. You guys should come out to Japan. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I want to go to Japan so somebody could beat me off. I mean, find that gear. What am I flying across the world for? Fly across the ocean for that. True. Fuck out of here.
Well, one of my good buddies
fucking Tokyo Drift.
Well, my good buddy's from Japan, and he told me that those Japanese girls love taller white men over there, like English, you know, from American men. And they got that whole town over there that has those lounges where, you know, it's just more or less really whorehouses is what he said.
Well, that whole Filipino thing. I guess if you're a white guy with like blue eyes, you're like a celebrity over there. I mean, my buddy Dr. Bailout, he's not exactly a good-looking guy. He's kind of a chubbier guy. You know, not exactly an alpha guy. I wouldn't say he's beta either, but he's not, you know, a confident guy around women or even he went over there and he was like fucking Brad Pitt. You know.
Right.
I mean, I'm not joking about this. It's just something different where it's like these women are afraid to go in the sun, you know, they want a white guy because if they have kids, they want the lighter kid or something like that. It's like I was like, well, in America, because I talked to her, I was like, you know, women who are tan look better and healthier. It's like the opposite.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Because
they want a lily white guy over there.
Get
well,
treated
and the
like
Japanese.
shit.
Go ahead, Ruben.
It seems like them Japanese women get treated like shit.
Yeah. Well, and you know, all those Japanese guys got little itty bitty dongs. What are they doing? I mean, let's be honest about that too.
He told me in Japan a lot of the reasons they like that, Mr. X, is because a lot of the Chinese or Japanese girls, they want the, you know, like in anime, how the girls always have like big round eyes, you know, and their eyes, most Japs' eyes are extremely slanted. So I think he was telling me that's one of the main reasons why they like Americans to have babies with them. Is because
that's what they're saying. So like how you're like 6'4", 6'6", and this and that, and you're like a giant in America. I would go over there and be like a giant, you know, 6'1". I would I'd probably take that country over in 4 or 5 days. That's what I've said.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. X, let's invite Arkansas. Arkansas is on the panel now.
Arkansas's picture, damn.
Is that her?
No, I tatted up for Mr. X.
Is that you for real?
Just want to show you, you know, you would like a girl with tattoos.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. There are right and wrong tattoos. Like whoever that is, she got it right. Like
I knew you would say that.
Is that you?
No.
Okay, okay, so in her scenario there, yeah, I could see it and I can get it, but you know, in my opinion, I think she would be hotter without him. I mean, that's probably not a very cool thing to say, but like she didn't need him to be different.
She's got her legs all tatted up too. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, it won't let me show the whole picture.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, yeah, she's got great hair. She's
way too skinny though. She don't have an ass. I don't think so.
Oh, who cares? She
I do.
Looks too skinny to me. Who is she? You know her?
No, no, I don't know.
No,
so you just be stealing people's pictures and putting them up?
Yeah, it's an image you can use. It's a stock image or something. I don't know. Are you going to report
tell you a
me?
quick story about
Are you going to report me?
Or stalking?
I don't know. Stalking, yeah, probably.
There was a lady I met in New Orleans, and she was had this great look as like a mom or a senator, and she did some stock photos for a couple $100. And she ended up being on Fox News as like the angry mom. Her real name's Ronnie Hooks. Her family was wealthy. Just she had nice teeth, just nice feature, a little heavier, you know, but you know, she could be in a politician's meeting or the principal of a school. She just had that look. She had no interest in anything but being an extra. But everybody liked her. Everybody knew her. She was just on everything and a super nice lady. Well, that angry mom photo comes out and she's fucking everywhere. I think she got paid $200 for those photos as a stock photo, like what you're talking about here. I was in Vegas, and that bitch is on the fucking billboard at the Stratosphere. So I called her up. I'm still friends with her to this day. I said, bitch, listen. Well, I didn't call her bitch. I said, listen. You're on the fucking billboard Stratosphere. I was like, this is shock because it was a stock photo. And she was all over the place. I just felt bad for her because, you know, she got paid $200, but I think her family's got like a ton of money. They were dredging the.
She got robbed for $200. Lord.
It's literally everywhere. Her family did some kind of equipment that dredges like the ocean, not the ocean, but the Mississippi River. You know, so it like stays a certain depth or something.
Right.
So yeah, she didn't create that, but like she came so like her doing background and just hanging out and hanging around stars. It didn't matter if she was making no money. You know, it was just fun for her.
Right, it was entertainment for her.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, you're on TV. Let's see if I can find her." But she was really nice. I think she moved to South Carolina.
So you knew her, or you contacted her? Wait,
no. Like I met her on set a lot. Her name, I would just see her around. Yeah, I knew her. Like she would, if she saw me in person, and you know who I am, and she like if you said my name to her, she would know who I am. Yeah. It's just a nice lady. I don't see it.
Mr. X.
Yeah.
I know you talked about female wrestling, totally off subject, but you know who really got me into female wrestling? And I'm not really into
who's that
much, but Alexa Bliss. Oof, there you go.
Yeah, she's
female
really hot.
wrestler, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really the only one I like. Well, there's some others, but she's the one, but she's got really good ring skills as well. You know what I mean? Not just the looks. She's extremely, I don't know what they call it, acrobatic, athletic, I guess. So she's one of them that's not too bad.
She looks great. I mean, she's a gymnast. I think if I was going to choose one, like if I was like a wrestler and I could choose one female wrestler to work with or to be like a part of my act or whatever, even though they probably would, I would choose the, God, what's her name? She's not with WWE anymore, but Sasha Banks would be the one I'd choose. I think she's the most athletic. Overall, except for her being small, that would be she'd be the girl I'd choose.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Is she blonde?
No, she kind of got like different color, like hair, and she's actually black. She's like light skinned black girl, but she just left and went to Japan and has a different name. But she was also in the.
I didn't know she left.
Yeah, or they fired her or something. She was in the Mandalorian. I just think athletically, but she's the one I talk about where. Although she's a phenomenal athlete, like a Ricky Steamboat level athlete, but as a female, but she's 5'1". She's going to beat up Nia Jax, like a 6'1" Samoan girl. Get the fuck out of here. It's,
right.
It's just not realistic. Like Nia Jax girl was like, what, probably 250, 220.
Yeah, easy.
And even if let's just say Nia Jax is a nice lady, but not a real life tough person. It's just like Alexa Bliss is that little girl's going to beat her up. Come on.
Right. True. Because Alexa's tiny.
Yeah. I'm going to beat up Andre the Giant too.
Hey, Mr. X. And to get out, I'm going to change the topic for a minute. Hey, but tonight on Jim's show, man, that was a very interesting show tonight because I never heard about Dylan Rounds at all. I've never used to watch about Dylan Rounds. And what you were saying, what you guys were saying tonight was some very interesting stuff about that young man.
Yep. Well, that's how, kind of Jim came to be known within this community or whatever was that. And then, I don't know how much you know the history of it, but without going too deeply into it, as Jim got deeper into that and did those shows, now they're starting to shit talk me. Now they're shit talking anybody who's around Jim. And that's why I was like, well, Mr. X is going to come back because we had done this before, but we got so much stuff on each of us that are out there. Good stuff too. A lot more good than bad. So they're going to attack. And I was like, well, Jim, we should just run this back and do it again. Like we did the arena football stuff. So that's when he decided to do his show and he didn't even know I was watching it. But yeah, a lot of that Dylan Round stuff is it's very negative. It's very, a lot of... It
gets a lot of people's emotions up and stirring.
Right. I think that's where I talked to Jim about the gay thing where it's like, I'm shocked with Jim's personality that anybody gay is watching him.
Right. He has like a lot of gay people, really, or at least, in that LGB, whatever, QT.
But here's the thing we're realizing about this, because, people in the 90s just, everybody talks trash and makes fun of them. But they're dudes, they talk shit to it just like we would talk shit to us or whatever. They're in the locker room too. They're dudes just like anybody else.
True.
And, they just put themselves in that scenario of that kid and be like, man, that could be me. That could be this. And here's a dude talking shit to me. And that's kind of how it evolved. Or they're into funny stuff. It's just like they're not different than anybody else. And I think that's what it boiled down to.
Well, so, Jim brought up a few good points, Mr. X, not to touch on it too much, but like the whole thing of why didn't the parents buy him land somewhere closer or even somewhere else other than that area? Because like in Oregon, they have, it's not that far from southern Idaho. They got places like the Jordan Valley. I think there's McDermott is another one. It's all out in the middle of nowhere, but there's land all over through Oregon down across there. That's not that far from where they were. That I guarantee you could get.
That's come up a lot. And, I just think that there's something, at least within that Utah thing, and you tell me where, Jim would be interested in anybody who is interesting. That's the crux of entertainment. If you're interesting, it doesn't matter if you're gay, it doesn't matter if you're Jewish, doesn't matter anything. It doesn't matter what the ethnicity is, handicap, whatever it is. See, what I think happened in this true crime people thing is they're not going to have gay people up there. They're not going to have lesbian people. They're not going to have people who are handicapped. Like anybody can add to this story or be entertaining. It doesn't matter. So, like, Doug's not going to have that up there. Doug's not going to consider that. So, as Jim included everybody, you know, plus told this story that was told to him, it affected a lot of people. You know, everybody's into true crime to some extent, but I could see why the gay community would be into this more, because they're like, yeah, that would be me if I was out there. You know what I mean? That's what I think happened.
Yeah,
so
I believe that doesn't surprise me, you know, and touching. Sorry, Ruben. Let me just say this real quick. Touching on the whole gay, you know, whether he was gay or he wasn't. You know, I have my opinion on it, and I'll go into it here in a second and let Ruben talk. But it doesn't really matter to me whether he was gay or wasn't gay. You know, a lot of people get upset about why does Jim keep bringing it up, and the reason I think is because if he did have a gay lover out there, maybe that, you know, that was a part of what happened to him. We don't know. There's so much speculation in that case. You know, it's a lot of he said, she said,
right?
A few firsthand things, but other than that, you know, it's whatever they force feed us is what we go on, and whatever else people can conjure up out of their minds, I guess, or what they think happened. But
I mean, we'll look at the Dahmer thing, for example. Okay, now, or the Ted Bundy thing.
It doesn't really matter if he was gay or not.
It doesn't, but I mean, the Bundy scenario, you know, he was going after a certain type of look of women, heterosexual guy, certain type of women. It was over and over and over again. So, I mean, he was obviously had problems and a murderer and a crazy guy, but he was going after a certain type of look. Now, obviously, with the situation with Dahmer, was a, you know, now we're talking about serial killers versus a kid who's missing, but that's what Jim always says. It's the first thing you ask. Any one of us, more than most of us, at 17, 18, and 19. I don't know the first time with you guys when people talk about losing their virginity, but by age 16, I was already messing around with girls. You know what I mean? So 16, 18, 19 in the college ages when you're hooking up like the most, you know, that's not going to be part of it. And you want to do the most, give me a fucking break.
Well, and see, Mr. X, and I'll play the other side of that coin because I know people like Dylan Rounds. You know, I don't know him personally, but I've grown up, you know, all over the place. Like I said, my parents moved all over. So I've grown up in rural, not necessarily Idaho, but rural, I'll say a rural western state other than Utah, right? And there is kids like that who they don't give a damn about the girls. They don't give a damn about anything but one thing. And usually whether it's farming, I've met them, whether it's farming or say it's being a rodeo bronc rider, you know, all the other shit they do in the rodeo. I've met many of those guys as well. So they didn't give a damn about the women. All they were set on was one thing, you know, similar like you in sports or Jim in sports, you know, but the sports thing, there's always girls that are around, and I get that point of it.
Right.
But these kids, you know, a lot of them don't think like that. They're so indoctrinated with farming for it's everything to them.
Yeah, that's their basketball, like Michael Jordan was to us in the 90s, you know.
Right. And I think it's a little odd that there hasn't been much more talk about that part of his life, and I understand it's a sensitive subject, so I won't go much into it because he upset.
I mean, I don't mind talking. I'm not the expert on it, but I just look at it like this, where it's more open now. Like if you were in high school now versus when we were in high school, like I mean, it depends where you're at. If you're in Arkansas or fucking Utah,
why do you keep bringing Arkansas into this?
Well, you're here.
It's mostly white folk.
Yeah, little white religious. We could go Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana,
bunch of backwood hicks.
Well, I mean, just those religious conservatives, you know, more typically poor than not. You know, not all areas of Louisiana are poor, but they're gonna, you know, Utah is not poor, but where they're religiously strong, I think you're gonna have that issue. Where if you're in a high school in California, in Los Angeles, I don't think anybody's gonna give a fuck. You know,
right? Well, and I'll tell you this about the religious part in Dylan Rounds is, I don't think he was necessarily that religious because, you know, if he was, he would have been prepping to go on a Mormon mission. And obviously he didn't care about that. He was caring about one thing, getting a farm going. I think the reason why he was in that area is because he had been there so many years previous doing custom farming, whether he was, you know, baling hay or whatever the hell custom farming he did for those other farms around there. He had been there for years. You know what I mean? For years previously, he would come down there because, like they said, he knew James Brenner, and he knew, Brenner stayed at his parents' house or at his mom's house in his trailer. All this stuff was talked about. That, it's just weird that there's things that don't add up. There's a lot of things that don't add up, and the mom tending to speak like she didn't know who James Brenner was and that he was just some bum that was living over there on the property was really suspicious to me personally. There's a lot
just know that it seems like everybody there's got some kind of dirt on them, got some kind of arrest, got some kind of background, got some kind, you know what I mean? There's just like, I haven't found a person that's squeaky clean there. Somebody's choking somebody with a fucking shower curtain. This guy's over. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. It's just like all.
You're the only squeaky clean person there is out there.
Me and Nance.
Oh, I guess she's only 13. She's still got a lot of living to do.
No, she's 31. 31. Now, there's a lot of people in this that have never been in any trouble and this and that, but it's not just like getting trouble. Like, oh, you got a fucking DUI and you made a mistake. This is like some people ripping each other off for like a lot of money. People are seriously hurting each other. Like prison time. This is like life or death shit, not like, something a little bit more goofy.
Yeah, true.
I got in a fight with a buddy at a party after a few drinks, busted a beer bottle over his head. I mean, even that would be extreme for where I'm from.
Right.
But this is all these guys are in some. I mean, I don't know anybody growing up that did the shit Doug or Salty Pancakes did. Nobody.
Oh.
Not once I hit probably the age of 26 or 7, yes. But not like at 19.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think
19's
in
pretty young.
My family, that's like I think me and my brother are the only ones that really didn't go into that gang type lifestyle. But then of the cousin stuff, my mom and my dad are the only ones that were divorced.
Yeah, but Ruben, even the stuff that you said, you and I have talked about the stuff that happened with you. I mean, you weren't sticking a pipe up anybody's ass during it. I mean, that's some beyond sick shit.
I wouldn't do some shit like that. I mean,
yeah, it's like there's one you get busted for maybe taking a little something, or we had some stuff where we called 900 numbers when we were younger, and we probably could have gotten in trouble for that, and calling, doing the things at the parties and good. We've talked about all that. So yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to say that's a white collar thing, sure, but I mean, I don't know how you could prosecute for it, but. We were kids. We were stupid. That's my excuse, at least. So, but this is like what you're doing clearly, and that's clearly, not you, but like it's fucked up. That's all I could say. The short of it.
Oh no, I agree, and I don't like some of the stuff that I did. Even the little thing with junior high. I mean, that wasn't like the only thing, but I really don't like. Didn't like, still don't like hurting people. I don't like to see people get hurt. Really don't like. Unfortunately, it's
Jim. No, some of these people who are living out there in the Montello and these fucking mud huts and this and that, you got to be a certain kind of person to be in LA. And like, let's say you're homeless in LA. Well, that's at least a smart homeless person because they got fucking great weather and pretty much everything around them. But to be a homeless person or living in a mud hut in Montello, that's a fucking idiotic move. I mean, what access do you have to anything? Even support? Nothing.
Right. My thing with this Dylan thing is they put that kid out there at 16. Who the fuck does that? I mean, I don't care how much, you want to be a farmer or whatever.
Well,
and then they put him so far.
I'll say this to you, Ruben. The reason I think why they did that is because he had to have had somebody who's close to the family, right? Who the family trusted to take him out there and teach him those ropes. Why he wasn't doing that on his own fucking family's farm, I have no clue. It doesn't make sense. But they were sending him out there at a young age. And I know and maybe somebody knows who this person is, but there had to have been somebody close to the family, whether it was the grandparents or the parents, that they trusted enough to let their son go with him and go out there and do these farming jobs or whatever he was doing. I don't know what they were doing.
I just hope this kid shows up, and he shows up at some point alive. I think everybody would want that outcome. But when he shows up alive, I want him to show up Robin Williams, birdcage, ultra gay. I want to see feathers around his neck, everything.
Gay.
Jim.
I just want to know how many people that you can tell me about that shows back up 2 years later that were alive. I hate it when people say that like they ran off. I don't know.
Hey, Jim's here.
Hey, Jim.
Gay.
Let me ask you something, Jim. Do you think that the daughter of Kurt possibly could have something to do with this? Like, you know, she's talking about they had that barbecue and James.
Yeah, I think she got her. I think she knows a little bit more, and she's protecting the family. She's kind of the brains behind the operation, and so I do believe that she knows more. Did she kill him? I don't know. I don't think.
I mean, if I'm here,
but what if she helped get rid of the body?
I don't think it's as. I think there's only. Well, here's the deal. No, I don't think so. But I do think that she knows her dad's gay. I think that she knows that there's some issues. She knows that. I mean, I spoke to her before anybody knew who she was. She was about the fourth person I ever spoke to, way before Ty. Yeah, and she said, I was grilling her about her dad and her uncles, and she goes, "Oh, they're all great guys." And I said, "One's a convicted sexual predator." She goes, "Yeah, but he's the good kind of sexual predator. He's not the bad kind." I go, "What's the difference?"
Fuck?
She goes, "He did it on the internet. He didn't actually meet the girls in person." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Look at it like this, Ruben. If I'm here to protect myself and help Jim and kind of protect Jim, and we didn't do anything or don't have anything to hide, what the fuck are they hiding and protecting? You know, we've said what Jim show's about. You know what I mean? What are they really hiding? That's what I keep. It's like, if I'm willing to do all this work, and I got to meet a bunch of people I like, and I enjoy doing entertainment, obviously, but what is their MO? Well, we know what it is. It's to protect their narrative, and we know what their narrative is about. It was just exposed. Why would some producer who's not LDS, he's honestly around Jewish people, he's an entertainment producer guy, New York, Toronto, why would he know that information? He's not anywhere near that fucking place. No, it's common knowledge now.
Well, didn't Jim say that he had watched some of the YouTube things and maybe he had got the information from the YouTube?
I think, you know what? I think he slipped up, is what I think. You know, he knows it and he slipped up.
Okay, well, Mr. X, maybe you can answer this. Okay, do you think that, in your opinion, you know what I mean, you would make some kind of like documentary without your doing your due diligence and actually learning the real facts about what the fuck you're making a documentary about?
This is you bring up a good point. This is what I was going to say about this, but I didn't want to get involved in the conversation because I'm not an expert on this. But from the entertainment standpoint, if I had just made a two-part docuseries and somebody like put all the post-production, all the money into it, and it's done, and somebody like Jim called me up and said, "Hey, listen, half the stuff you just found out is bullshit," I'd be like, "Oh, fuck."
You're right. Come out now you got to go back and redo it. It's like, say, well, I didn't want the car painted orange. I wanted it black.
Right. Like that Michael Jackson documentary with all those kids saying that he did stuff to him. And then like, did he really? But then they're finding out it's fake. Now that documentary is worth nothing.
See, Jim, and back to the whole Dylan Rounds thing, and my construction background will come into this. And I told you this the other night. I think it's simpler than that. I think they very well could have. God. Oh, Jesus. I think somebody very well could have used a piece of heavy equipment out there, like I said, and buried them down deep.
You want to put that back up, Jim?
If they got an extend-a-hoe out there, you can get deep. You can get deep enough to they're not going to find anything.
There you go, Jim.
She's training. That's working out. That's Nance working out, getting stretching.
Right. There it is.
They got Texas.
That's for yoga, for people who are interested in yoga.
Correct. That's what you call the double inputs.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't, in my thing, if I was this producer or whatever the fuck, I'm not gonna put something up there and not have one of the main characters in this story.
He made it sound like, listen, I can't put you on there, and I can't interview you, and I can't add you, not because and I said, is it already in the can? And he said, no. He said, but he said, basically what he said is, we don't have any verification. And listen, I mean, unless I took it in the ass or had a video, yeah, I don't have any verification that he's gay. You know.
Well, let me ask you this, Jim, and I brought this up the other night, I think, to you as well. When a grown man says, or somebody asked, I don't remember what channel this was, but they asked Kurt Wadsworth on an interview what your favorite memory of Dylan Rounds was, and this is exactly what he said. Pretty much was, he went out to a farm that Dylan was working out. They had like a spare part of the house or whatever it is, a mother-in-law's, whatever you want to call it, and him and Dylan Rounds stayed the night there. And that Dylan took a bath listening to music. And then he said Kurt took his bath and Dylan was there to play him music while he took his bath. I'm sorry, but a 19-year-old kid doing that with the 60-year-old man why else would you do that?
Well, you got to look at
play him music.
Go ahead.
Did you say play him music?
Yes, that's what he said. He said, I took a bath while Dylan played me music.
What the fuck?
Can you imagine, Jim, whatever that first conversation is between those two? Like, hey, dog, I like you. Yeah, I like you too, dog. You know, let's hang out. I mean, like, how does that start between those two?
You know what it is? I think one of the big stories that I heard and interviewed people in was there was two lot lizards. We all know what lot lizards are, right?
Yeah,
of course.
At the gas station up in that neck of the woods, and they were going to give Dylan a free one. Like, they were going to fuck him. And Kurt was there, and I asked Kurt about this story, and they were and see, this is where the semantics, like the airplane thing. I don't want to say it was a truck stop. It might not have been a Love's. It might have been a gas station, whatever the fuck. It had a little restaurant. Maybe it wasn't a restaurant, a hamburger stand. But these two whores came up to Dylan and were wanting to fuck, and they weren't even going to charge him. And Kurt Wadsworth was there, and I guess he was showing him, like, they were like, so what are you looking at on your phone? He goes, oh, a tractor. Grain. I'm looking at this, pinwheel that does water, whatever the fuck. And he's showing them tractors and shit, and they want to see, like, they thought he had pictures of whores or whatever. And basically, Kurt Wadsworth came in and chased him away. He said, get the fuck out of here. Leave him alone. Get out of here. And I asked Kurt about that.
This one's mine.
And just good. That's mine.
So Kurt Wadsworth told me, and I said, why would you do that? And he said, Dylan's not gay. And I wasn't inferring that Kurt Wadsworth was, maybe Dylan was. He basically said, he goes, I just told him that all those women want is his money. So is Kurt Wadsworth protecting the homosexuality in his relationship with Dylan? Or was he protecting the money that he was going to rob from him? Either way, it wasn't good.
I mean, we're talking money. Even if he's going to spend $40, $60, $80, $200. I mean, what could those girls? I mean, in all seriousness, cost?
25.
Well, no. They would start stoking him for money and coming back every week. And
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, not just a one-shot deal.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out here, in the stunt community I talk about all the time. Like, they have their sons, when their sons turn 18 or 19, they take them down to Tijuana. They're like, okay, well, you're going to become a man by the time you get back.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand, like, that incel bullshit. I don't know too much about it, but it's like, dude, if you really can't get laid and you're like already 40 and shit, why don't you just go fuck a hooker?
Right.
I mean, damn.
Well, it's because they were like, well, I'm the nice guy. How come nobody likes me? They should love me for me, and this and that. And then they become the hater. So it's not as easy in our brain. It's more simple that way. But these guys are like loser douchebags. So they actually hate women.
Well, then that's, I would assume that that's what they, put off, instead of they're thinking like, oh, I'm great for you. And I don't know, like, damn, dude, you got to pick up on some better game.
Well, I still don't understand why that kid was put out there at such a young age. Who was out there with him? Who
the guy that killed him, squatting on his property.
Yeah.
So Brenner was the guy that was.
He's been around
there as I knew he was around, and I knew Dylan went spud farming and all that with him as well. But I knew that there had to have been somebody like that, so it makes sense.
So was James Brenner, did he have a trailer on Dylan's property?
Pretty much.
And that was when Candace Cooley showed up to that property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so how in the fuck did she, not know of him or whatever?
She did know of him. He even stayed on her property and her family's property, but way before he was ever out there. They never did a background check on him. It would be like me selling you a dog, and you have this dog for a while, and the dog bites the kid, right? And you say, hey, you sold me this dog 3 years ago. Why didn't you tell me it bit? And I say, well, didn't you look into the dog in the last 3 years? You asked me that question after it finally snaps. And that's what happened there. They never did a background check on anybody out there. They never looked at anybody, and they put a young kid in that shithole. I mean, let's just say that there was no pedophiles. Let's say that was Malibu. Okay, let's say they put the kid in the middle of Malibu, right? There's no real running water. There's no real electricity. It's cold as fuck there in the winter. There's no food, no grocery stores. Cops are 60 miles away. No internet access. I mean, look at the trouble we have getting Ty Corbin on the show sometimes. Okay, and he's in a good area. Just the pure desolate aspect of that is dangerous for a 17-year-old. No hospital, no real restaurants, for a kid that they said couldn't even live on his own, and look at those pictures that I released, and I don't have them with me. Right. That's not a ransacked home. That's a person that was living like a fucking hoarder.
Well, I think, you know what I mean? It was a little bit random. You could tell like the floor was clean, but even Candace
what parents told me is that when they got there, it was so nasty that they actually cleaned up that trailer a little bit so the grandmother could use the bathroom out there. Right. When they were out there looking for him, there was no facilities out. There's no toilets, no restrooms. So they cleaned that up the best they could. So yeah, it probably looked ransacked. But I spoke to the father of one of Dylan's best friends who was out there, who took those pictures. He's a high school football coach. And he said, there's no way that kid should have been out there. There's just no fucking way. And now he's ostracized because he came forward. His son has, what's that called? Like Rain Man? What's that called?
Autism.
His son's got autism. And I interviewed that kid. They just
on the show.
I don't think I recorded it with him, or maybe I did and I never played it. I don't know. I remember the kid was like, he's my friend. He's gone. I don't know why this happened. I felt terrible for him,
And Jim, you don't think Brenner will ever talk, huh?
Why would he?
Yeah.
They haven't charged him for anything yet. They have not charged him for it.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Do you think they're going to charge him? Because, that was a big debate on your show was, somebody.
They haven't yet.
Bob said that they were going to charge him without a body, without any evidence that we know of.
Why haven't they done it yet?
Yeah.
Right. I don't think they announced it.
Guys, we don't know. I worked on this case, and I don't even know when he went missing. When did he go missing?
I thought it was May 28th.
Well, I mean, that's what they say.
Right. True. We have no proof.
When did he die?
Somebody was talking about, Jim, the body, and I think it might have been Tennessee Gambler, man. You could still see like heat activation or something underneath the ground, right? If the body's buried. What if you put concrete on top of him?
I think that I was told that the best way to get rid of him would have just been take him out in the most rural, desolate area and leave his body there, and within days it'd be gone. Like a chicken carcass.
You would see the birds
get him. Yeah.
Well, it depends on when he went missing.
Coyotes and birds. There's a lot of people get them.
That's like what people say about pigs and stuff like that, like put it in a pig pen or whatever.
2 other dead people out there when they were looking for Dylan Rounds. Nobody saw the birds with them. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's easy to get rid of a body out there. Plus, the guy might have done it on horseback. Remember, Mr. X, when we did the mystic guy or the mystic chick, and she tried to talk to the horse?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we try to have her talk to the horse because the horse would know.
Jim Brenner had a horse. Jim Brenner had a horse, and we did what was called a spirit box. And so what we did, this is before Ruben Sanchez was even with us. We got man, did I get some heat for this? We got this lady out of Canada who says she could talk to animals. So we had her on the show. And we said, well, wait a minute, you can talk to animals. Oh yes, your dog doesn't like if you don't walk him, and he says next time don't throw the ball so far. And I says, well, wait a second, he's got a fucking horse. Let's interview the horse. So she did the spirit box with the fucking horse. What did the horse say? We have it recorded somewhere.
I don't know. It's some goofy shit. I don't know, but I just asked a bunch of celebrity questions, and I didn't, because like it sounds like a jarble, like yes, you kind of hear, but through like this weird box. It kind of looks like the box that Johnny Sloth has with the fucking skull on it, but smaller. But and it doesn't light up. But yeah, I mean, I was asking the box all kinds of celebrity questions. Like I wanted to ask the ghost of Liberace if Liberace was actually gay or not, but I never got any answers. Still wondering about that.
Yeah, that whole lady's theory. I don't know whatever happened to that. Nothing.
She was in the chat the last couple nights. She's been around. Was she? I think she got embarrassed with what would happen with her because Salty and them, she had a very strong feeling, and then it was like somewhere up in Hazleton, Idaho, and there was no way to prove what she was saying was right or wrong without fucking like digging up some kind of trench or something like that. Which who the fuck's going to do that?
She was a fucking whacked up. I didn't say. I had some conversations with her where she was talking about they were foreclosing on her house and she needed money.
She said the Green Bay Packers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
She didn't say the Green Bay Packers. She said my grandmother told her from beyond the grave the Packers were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim. Did you hear who died today? Did you hear who died today?
The musician, the guitar player.
No, Elvis Presley's daughter.
Oh, she officially died?
Yeah, she died of a heart attack.
Well, it's going to be drugs because she was so coked out of her mind. Yeah, Lisa Marie dead at 54 after cardiac arrest. She was so coked up and drugged up at the Golden Globes. It was unbelievable. She looked terrible. I know she was sick because I think who's the musician that died? The guitar player. Robert Plant? Jeff Beck died.
Yeah.
Do they still got that good Peruvian coke right there?
What happened?
Do they still have that good Peruvian coke?
I don't know.
Chip said
Rainbow Melon, I don't even know how to get in touch with Black Dove. I'm not sure. Maybe Miss T has his email. I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
You should go look at his YouTube channel. He's got videos on there where he sings.
Isn't he on your channel right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Black Dove's a strange dude. Like, we don't really know much about him for as long as he's been around.
I think
there's been a lot of rumors about him.
What are they?
That he was a psychologist. That just a lot of weird stuff.
Gotta go.
Who put that up?
Put that back up.
Psychologist, huh?
Oh, he got rid of it already.
Who put it up?
Who put what up?
Nothing. Forget it.
That he was a psychologist, and then somebody sent me something with some nerdy dude with a red hair, and then I guess he got sick for a while because he got fucking hair plugs that got infected. I don't fucking know. The whole thing was just weird with him.
Thank you.
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about, though.
Yeah, I mean, he sits around in those airplanes. Then he told us a story where he's got a bad back, where he crushed a vertebrae because in junior college he got a fat.
That was funny.
Yeah, tell that story, Jim, about him. That's a great story.
So he dropped out of high school when he was 16, but got a GED so he can go to junior college right away. And I think he's kind of like a Robbie. He's built like Robbie, like a fucking pencil. Like you see, Robbie doesn't even have elbows. Like Robbie's body is the same body as Kermit the Frog. And so he was in junior college courses, and he was like 16 or 17, and he took a health class, and they said, hey, everybody in class pair up with a female and give her a piggyback ride across. This was some kind of health class, and I don't know what they were doing. So he got some big fat pig, and she got on his back, and he tried to be nice and give her a piggyback ride. It like snapped his back.
Yeah, just crushed some vertebrae.
Yeah,
Lance, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Crushed his fucking vertebrae or something.
You got to have surgery and shit.
I don't know if he just never got it taken care of. You know, that's the thing with the gays. They don't go to the doctors.
What was the other guy that used to come into your chat? Gay somebody. Who was that? I can't remember from the.
We had a shitload. So there's Robbie, there's Gay Sloth, there is Black Dove, then there was the gay pastry chef.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah,
Eric.
he sounded like what's the filmmaker's name? Woody. What is his name?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Yeah, he sounded like Woody Allen. And then there was one guy that came on twice, and he lived like in Southwest Nebraska.
Yeah.
But he sounded like a regular dude, but he was gay as hell. But he was not a carpenter. He was a contractor, and his whole crew didn't know he was gay. But he was like really gay. He was kind of weird. And then there was
he disappeared.
He just never called in again. How about the pedophile that was on Doug's channel that said he saw Dylan during the fucking January 6th riots?
What the fuck?
And he had him. He was not in the January 6th. What was he? Was it January 6th or was it an abortion thing? But he had a picture which he said, now he was a guy that lived in Mississippi. He was a registered sex offender. And he came on Doug's channel. Doug eventually took that show down because the guy was a registered pervert. But he made a pretty good plea that he thought he saw him on TV during the January 6th riots or something.
Right. I remember that.
It was during the abortion rally.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Was he really there? Was that verified?
No, but the kid kind of resembled him a little bit, but didn't look like him.
I'm sure that could fucking go from Idaho to DC or whatever.
You know what? It was content, and that's when I was doing the show with Doug, and he just didn't know how to milk that. Like, it could have been a good bit, but he's like, no, that's not him. No fucking way. And then I had the pedophile on the show, and the pedophile guy was like really upfront and honest. He wasn't like, oh, yeah, I got caught peeing in a park, so they made me a sex offender. He's like, no. He's like, I was looking at these pictures, and I really liked them, and I did my time. And like, he was like really, and it was interesting to have a pedophile like that on the show because he was being honest about how we were grilling him. It was like a really good case study. I mean, you don't get those guys like that very often. And Doug just shit all over it. You know?
That off.
Yeah, that's no good.
Because we were able to ask him, like, why is this interesting to you? And he talked about how Dylan looked like a younger man and how he, you know, it was interesting to hear. And that was right when Wadsworth's, we knew he had people like that in his family and they weren't talking. So we basically were like, well, whatever this guy said, it might be what Wadsworth's brother is thinking. Because we're getting to talk to an actual convicted pedophile about Dylan Rounds. If something happened with Dylan Rounds with a pedophile, maybe this is how they thought. It would be like asking, you know, Hannibal Lecter how to solve a murder. And Doug just shit all over it.
Well, and, you know, Jim, like I said before, with a construction background, you know, he could have got an extend-a-hoe or whatever sort of backhoes out there. He could have dug a hole, and it could be just as simple as that. He dug a hole, put the body in there. Like I said, if he's a lot of those guys are big into construction, like they've said, you know, a good operator should be able to cover that with the rains, the wind, and everything out there. You'd never know there was anything there if he was good enough.
One of the most unique stories I heard, and one that made a lot of sense at the beginning, is that he was patrolling the desert with Kurt Wadsworth and all those people looking for these tweakers. And he later called it a neighborhood watch. I called it a militia group, but they were
gay militia.
Yeah, well, then she said gay militia. That's what his mom said. But they were patrolling that desert out there for tweakers, kind of like a glorified redneck neighborhood watch. And what somebody told me on one of the stories, when my number was on the flyer, he called me and said they were all out there. They were patrolling, looking for people that were stealing, maybe stealing themselves. Who knows what they were doing out there? And they were all in the back of the pickup truck. And somebody's firearm discharged and winged them, hit him. So we're all sitting in the back, and I drop my shotgun, and it blows his fucking head off. And that's how he died. And they took his body somewhere, and it would have been Kurt, Troy, Jim Brenner, and Dylan.
Like in what's that movie called? Pulp Fiction.
Yes, but that was in the car. This would have been the bed of a truck, which is why they brought the truck back and power washed it.
I just think the blood would it'd leave. You know, you'd miss a spot somewhere because they eventually took the truck, didn't they? I just feel like if it was blood, they would have already found it. Found something.
Maybe, but it rained out there for days. The truck was not forensically looked at right away. They broke the back window out. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that was, and I'm saying it was in the back of the pickup truck. Maybe he was taking a piss and the gun hit. I don't know. But all I know is that, you know, yeah.
For some reason, I just don't feel like blood's involved.
You're absolutely right about telling them to put those fucking cameras. I mean, who wouldn't have?
I got a fucking trail camera on my property. There's nothing out there.
I begged the family. I said, they go, there was also a black backpack that showed up. And then there was also a half-eaten watermelon in the desert with a can of Coke. That was more strange to me than finding a dead body out there.
Yeah, who the fuck's eating that?
Well,
yeah,
remember,
the bathtub thing's weird too.
They
Jim.
just brushed it off to people searching out there, and they said,
"Right."
Oh, okay. I didn't.
One of the volunteer searchers left it out there.
Well,
Jim, did you hear about the bathtub thing?
No.
Me and Nance had met up, and we were taking a bath together, a bubble bath. That's all that happened.
I don't get it.
Hey, real quick, Jim, Terry, and Mr. X, and whoever else is listening. I just refreshed my thing again. I'm at 3,800 watch hours right now.
Yeah, you could have this tomorrow morning.
Right on.
Then what does he have to do, Mr. X?
So then he'll get a thing, and we were talking about this the other day. It'll say like, "Congratulations, you've been monetized." Now he's already done Google AdSense, so he's a step ahead of that. Verify your ID. Verify how you would get paid, like your payment information, like how you want to get paid to you, either a company or to a person. And then the last thing is they send out that letter to you, which is the verification of the address, which I just got mine the other day and just verified it, I think yesterday. Maybe this morning. I don't remember.
Yep. So, that's all of us coming over here doing hard work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And, that's everybody, not just Johnny, not just Gay Sloth. That's everybody coming over here. Jim Terry, Mr. X, Mrs. T, King Samoan, Ruben Sanchez, Arkansas, everybody in the chat room. Melissa, she'd been over here working hard too. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. You know what I mean?
Hey, whatever happened to Stage Tech? Did you ever come up on the panel?
He came up. Yeah, he came up here the other day.
You better watch out, man. You better fuck your ass up, man. I'm just kidding.
You don't like me anymore. He was trying to get with girl Ryan. He was trying to fuck her or something.
I haven't heard about her in a while.
You seem
no, he was just helping her out with her daughter and the emotional stuff, I think he said. But yeah, he came up yesterday and he told us how what happened. He was coiling cables for Kobe Bryant, something with Kobe Bryant, and he got an injury, broke his foot or his ankle or something. And that's what took him out of the
that shit with Kobe Bryant.
They're playing 1-on-1 and Kobe juked him and shit and he fell over.
I remember when that Kobe thing happened, Jim. There were, I heard at a party, there were people who were talking. They had fucking photos of it, and I'm like,
what?
The wreck.
What wreck?
They were floating around the helicopter crash.
Right,
oh yeah. The police.
Yeah, like the fire department. Like I heard people talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to engage. Last thing I want to be is one of those motherfuckers who saw it or was involved in it, or
people who've seen the wreck footage.
There's people who claim they had the photos. Yeah.
At the party,
there, like, people on the trail.
Like it had to do with there's been a whole lawsuit over it. Yes.
So I guess what happened was a couple of the police or maybe a first responder took the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And they were flashing it around the police station, and somebody dimed out a cop.
I think it was a fire department guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a look.
And they were kind of floating around LA and stuff like that, like mangled bodies type shit. I never saw it.
600 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys ever see the autopsy pictures of Tupac that got released? Those are bizarre. Those are out there.
I've seen
those were bizarre on that road as well. You think those were real?
Yeah.
They looked real. They really did. I agree.
Remember when the documentary came out Remember when that documentary came out called Alien Autopsy and all you people rented it and jerked yourself off to it because you thought it was fucking real? It turned out some guy did it in his garage.
Oh, my goodness.
There's been a lot of those hoaxes.
Remember that? They're like, look at the clock on the wall. That's obviously from the 50s.
Right.
That's a trip listening to some of those guys that claim they're from the future. Have you watched some of those videos? They're
Yeah,
like,
but they
I'm
never
from
go bet on
25, 47.
You think they go bet on a Super Bowl or something?
Yeah.
Right.
They do like Back to the Future Part 2. If they knew where the fucking who's going to win this championship this year.
Or like the one guy that supposedly you could see him in the front row of the Mike Tyson fight and he's got a cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
He's
that one
recording the
that
Mike Tyson fight with a cell phone like in 1985.
That one's really hard to debunk, man. Like, I look at it, and it really does look like a fucking cell phone.
Well,
It
did
really
the guy
does.
who took the picture ever come out and say that's me?
No, I don't think so. But there was a thing where they said it was some sort of video recorder. I don't remember the brand. It was some. You can research it, but they said it was some sort of video recorder that was out at the time, not an actual cell phone. But it still looked like a cell phone to me.
Well, it looks like Christopher Dix has arrived. He said, you remember when Jim said Dix killed himself and then he didn't? He had no reason to say that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's in the chat. He's back. He's back. I'm glad he's back.
Shit.
I got a call from a woman who told me that he was deceased.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I didn't just make that up.
Well, we're glad he's not.
We've kind of missed him.
Yeah.
Missed his super chats.
Remember when Johnny went all gangster on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went from Johnny Sloth to like Johnny Ace.
Right.
Chris, that offer is still open. The lashing with the belt. The it's like high school bullying.
Like feather and shit when he's
the tar and feather. That's an option. The darts at the back.
He's got to get in his white underwear, and somebody's got to lash him with a belt 10 times, or they can staple my pictures all over his blubbery body.
Hello, who is this?
Oh shit!
I'd like to do a game. You know, they have the ball where they dunk the clown, Jim, and they go into
As
water.
long as you keep it simple.
We got a phone call.
Let's hear it.
Probably Dix.
Yep, I think so.
Johnny sounds annoyed.
Go ahead, you're on live.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
Hey.
Hey.
Who is it?
Hey. Hello.
Hello, Dix.
Holla, holla.
Just think, if he wouldn't have done that, you'd have already had your 4,000 hours.
Jim.
Yeah, Dix.
Jim.
Yes, I'm here.
How's it going, bud?
I mean, you don't call, you don't write, you don't say how you doing anymore. You don't come over to the show.
Yeah, did you get that job or what?
I can say the same. You haven't called me. You haven't texted me. My lawyers called you to help me with my case.
I've never gotten a call.
Responded. You haven't.
Hold on. I've never gotten a call.
Man.
I've never gotten a call from your lawyer. Never once.
That's not true because he even asked you about me being dead and you never responded.
He asked me about what?
He heard I was dead before he even heard from me because of your shit.
I have never heard from your attorney. Never got a phone call. Never had a missed call. In fact, give me his number. I'll call him right now on the air.
You can even call him because he heard from outside sources that I was dead, and he was concerned. He called me. I was sleeping, and I finally answered his call after 12 calls that supposedly I'm dead, and he's like, "Oh, you're not dead. You're not 6 feet under." I said, "No, my dad's dead. That's it."
Did he say he called me?
Yes.
I've never had a missed call. What area code? And what number did he call? The 813 or the 228?
I don't. He has different office numbers, but it was a 413 number.
That's what he called. Yeah, I don't have any missed calls from there. I mean, if he wants to call me, I'll talk.
Because we're having court in June, and he's trying to set up witnesses. And I asked you personally if you would be a witness.
Yeah, I said I would
have my lawyer call you.
Yeah,
and I said I would do so.
I would do that.
Said, yeah, and we'll figure it out with my lawyer and your lawyer. So I don't know what's going on with that.
With my lawyer? Why would I need a lawyer?
Yeah, why would you need a lawyer for?
I'm confused.
Many times you called me
begging me to explain the situation, which I did, and I was honest about that situation, and yet you couldn't call me to see if I was dead or not. That was kind of disappointing.
Well, I figured if you were dead, there'd be no reason to call.
Well, when you want to see if I was dead or not, you're the PI, bro. Like, you hear from a random source, some girl, that I'm dead. I don't even have girl/friends or a girlfriend.
Yeah,
I'm fucking divorced. I haven't been with a woman in 3 years, bro.
I know.
I explained that to you before on the phone. You would think you would call me.
Well, let me ask you this.
I think you need a foo-foo.
What does your attorney want to speak with me about?
About being a witness, and also a character witness, and then also where you got the info of me supposedly committing suicide, because it's not true and it can be detrimental against my case.
Well, I think it's true.
So we'll use it as slander.
I think it's true.
Wouldn't you just showing up be proof enough?
Well, how are they going to use How are they going to use somebody who you don't even know in real life, for one, to go against you in a court battle? Trust me, I fought my ex-wife for 3 years with this buddy. I spent $90 grand.
Who's talking at the moment? I don't understand.
Let me tell you that I don't understand how
King Samoa. He can't hear you, King. He can't hear you. Speak a little bit louder, King.
How are you going to use Jim Terry as a character witness when you don't even know him in real life?
The better question
because me and him talked personally on the phone for multiple hours.
That has nothing to do with it. Just because I talked to Johnny in real life, that doesn't mean I know his true character.
That doesn't matter. It was about the case. He's given me advice. I followed the advice. I'm going to use him as a personal witness and as a professional witness, and I'm going to pay my lawyer to pay his lawyer and to pay him to do so. So why are you getting involved when you have nothing to do with this, bro?
To pay my lawyer. I don't understand why I would have to have a lawyer. I'm confused.
Because
I'm trying to keep it calm. I just don't get why third parties are getting involved when this is between either you and me or Mr. X or Jim Terry. Why is somebody else talking? I don't understand.
That's my best friend.
You're part of the show.
I get it, but why? Just ask him not to get involved.
And there's like, I don't know.
And Johnny,
you're the one calling the show, brother.
Wait, hold on.
We're not calling you. You're calling the show.
No, I'm not getting mad. I'm good, bro.
Don't. This is my show over here. Is more relaxed.
It's your show. I get that.
You know, just hear me out, Chris. This is my show.
All I'm getting,
and I want you to relax. If nobody else is yelling, no one else is getting upset, but you're the only one that's getting upset. Now you're starting to get me upset a little bit. You just need to calm down. Just calm down, bro. Calm down. Calm down, please.
I don't think I'm yelling.
You are yelling because my neighbors are banging on the floor.
Okay.
Why are they banging on the floor?
Because he's on
speakerphone. The floor because they want to hear you have gay sex, not because of my voice, bro. Come on.
Anyway, it ain't about the gay sex tonight, buddy.
It is about the gay sex. They're trying to get off.
No, okay.
Okay. Don't blame me for your neighbors, bro. That's the weakest argument you've ever given, just like other big arguments.
Listen, I'm just trying to keep. Listen, we're all trying to keep it.
I haven't yelled once. I'm not.
Chris, my show is nothing. My show. Let me tell you something. My show is about being positive, not being negative.
I'm not being negative. You know what's negative? I know for sure on the failed the test, man. That's a positive negative. I'm not doing that, bro.
What test? I'm
so
lost.
Positive as much as positive can be. Larry Bird came to my school and did a speech, and he told us about his son and how he always told his son to be positive. And his son said, "Okay, Dad, you want me to be positive? I know I'm going to fail the test, Dad." And guess what?
I'm lost.
Is this like a joke?
All right, good call, Dix. Thank you.
And I'm not being yelling. I'm not being mean. I haven't hollered at anybody. I haven't been disrespectful. I'm just trying to talk, and you're trying to limit my words, which is fine. It's your channel.
You're being a little weird, though.
You're talking more than anybody, dude.
Exactly, because I had somebody interrupt me while I was trying to talk to Jim.
Say what you want to say.
Go ahead and finish what you got to say to Mr. Jim.
All right, Jim. So I didn't kill myself. So what now?
Well, congratulations.
Is Exactly. So who gave you that information that I killed myself so I can do a slander suit? Because that's what matters the most.
Somebody called. I don't know who they are. I get hundreds of calls a week, and they said, "Did you hear about Christopher Dix?" And
okay,
I said,
fair enough.
What is your name? And
fair enough. That's fine. I'll let my lawyer know that, and he can summons for the call logs if needed. Thank you.
But I'll tell you what, your attorney has never contacted me. Never. Never. I would tell you if he did.
He hung up, and I don't even know how he called because I blocked his number.
Summons? You mean subpoena?
Yeah, subpoena. He said that he's going to have. He said that he's going to have his lawyer subpoena Jim's call logs.
That dude's full of shit. I'm calling him out right now. He's full of shit.
I know he is, and he started getting smart.
I finished a 3-year battle with my ex-wife. Trust me, I had to deal with all this same bullshit. They tried to bring up my gang past, my all.
I don't understand.
What I did,
fighting. I would like to be there when he goes into court, and if he's gonna bring that shit up himself, or like let the other fucking people bring it up, because damn well they ain't. You know what I mean? I was dead. Oh, okay, cool.
I guess what happened is, and I don't know all the story, and I could have this wrong, but fuck it. He called me, and I think his wife wants to take his kid and leave the country. And the advice I gave him is, in a divorce, never let your spouse, your ex-spouse, get a passport. Ever.
Right. Ever.
Even if you're both from Connecticut, don't let your wife get a passport, because what usually happens is the woman usually starts dating. And she meets some dude, and he's Jamaican. They get on a fucking cruise ship. They take your kids. And, it could just be a nightmare. If he's Arab and they go to that country, I mean, it's easy. If they don't have a passport, they can't leave the country. So
I gave stop somebody getting from a passport if they're your wife.
Because both parents have to sign off on a minor child's passport.
Oh, the kid getting a passport.
The kid, not the adult. Yeah, she can go fuck anybody she wants. So I guess she's banging some black guy now. And as if that's not bad enough.
Well, Jim, I had to deal with all that passport stuff. Remember, I'm a Samoan citizen. So I had an ex-wife that thought this.
Yeah, my advice to her would be, do not let the child get a passport.
Well, not just that. There's another one that's really good, and I'll tell anybody this. Don't ever leave the home where your children are. Don't move out. Don't be the one to move out. You let the other person do that, or you will fuck yourself in court so hard. You're damn near almost impossible to get your kids back. I'll tell you that, at least full time.
Right. And so he called me, and I gave him some advice. And then I guess it was something weird, and I could have this wrong. And I wish he was on the phone because I'd like to verify this. I don't know. Then he said she wanted to take the kid out of the country. And I says, do not let her do that. I wouldn't even let him take it out of the state if you don't want, because he's close with this kid. I think he's a good father to some degree. And I says, wait a minute. Where does she want to take him? And he said, the Ukraine. And I was like, wait, what? They're considering this? I mean, that's a war-torn country, and your wife wants to take your kid there with a black guy? I mean, what the fuck? He's going to be the first.
I honestly think Dix just wants the attention. I really do.
Well, I know he's going through some shit, and then he hit a deer, and that was a big issue. And then his dad passed away. The guy's got, I mean, he's the male girl, Ryan.
If I was going through a custody battle, I wouldn't be on YouTube where they could pull all kinds of crap to,
You do not want to come on YouTube.
Hey, Arkansas. I mean, if he wanted to go to or if he wanted, but do you really think Jim Terry is your best character witness? So, so let's go and look. I mean, I would love to talk to the attorney that wants me as a character witness for a divorce case. So let's get this straight. Mr. Terry, how long have you known Chris Dix? I've never really met him. Okay. I'm on a Zoom call, let's say, in court. Okay.
Well, hopefully this is recorded for the show.
How do you wanted to employ him? Is this correct? Yes, that's correct. I offered him a job because that's part of it, Well, what did you want him to do for you? Did you want him to be a producer or editor? I wanted him to staple pictures of me all over his body on camera. What? And then I wanted him to get beat with a belt by his grandmother, but have no shirt on. What? And then if that didn't work, I was thinking that maybe he could run Icy Hot all over his balls.
Fuck. That's not damning, right?
I mean, who would want Jim Terry? But he's a great guy. But no, I've never had a missed call from him. If I did, I didn't see it. 413 area code. I have not gotten a call from an attorney. You know, so I feel bad for him because I know he loves his son. You know, and I know he means well, but I mean, he is going through a lot. But I wanted to throw a funeral for his dad, and he wouldn't let me.
Well, and another thing, Jim, they're going to bring your show up, and then what? They're going to see him with no shirt on, bouncing his fat, sweaty titties around. Like, come on, man. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I even told him, I said, listen, Chris, you like the show. You like our show. You understand what we're doing. Send me a scoop of your dad's ashes, and Yelly's boyfriend will do a line of them.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Did you ever get it?
No. I was going to have Yelly's, but you know who Yelly is.
Yeah, she just had a grandbaby.
Yeah, she had a
grandbaby. I'm sorry, wait, not Yelly. Wait, was it Yelly?
Oh, Stiffy.
No, not Yelly. Stiffy. Stiffy's boyfriend.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Englishman.
Yeah, I was going to have that, or I was going to have the dogs like eat it off his belly or his navel.
Yeah, but then the dog will die. Didn't the cat die?
Yeah, the cat died, and then they left it outside for like a month.
The cat died after she ate off his belly?
You know what I'd like to do?
What the hell?
I'd like to get you and King Samoan, and then you put King Samoan in a sharpshooter in a ring, and I'll be on the outside of ring, and I'll take Chris Dix's father's ashes, and I'll throw them in your face like I'm Mr. Fuji at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
And then King Samoan can beat you, and then I'll challenge for the belt and then beat him real quick.
The part that tripped me out is he got these weasels. Do you remember when Chris Dix got the weasels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ferrets, or whatever, pheasants, whatever the fuck they're called, snakes. And he says they're great pets, but they're one of the few animals that can transmit the human cold from animal to person. And then he says, if my dad gets a cold, he'll die. And then the next thing I know, I see these fucking ferrets crawling all over people in the house. I'm like, what the fuck? His dad's dead a month later. I mean, what are the odds?
True.
Right.
What do you think brings so many of these characters out, Jim? You think they're just bored, want to fucking make their 5 minutes of fame and get on with it, or what?
You know what? That's a great question. What do you think it is, Mr. X?
Here's what I think it is. We have a lot of people that are elderly or disabled, or it could be a bunch of different things. And they like the live aspect and the interaction aspect. And I mean, frankly, they're lonely of YouTube. So it's a way to kind of, meet other people and chat. There's different levels of how you can get involved. Like we're in the level of talking to each other, or maybe, like in Arkansas, she wants to mod. I'm not saying she's lonely, but it's kind of a human interaction that you wouldn't normally get. And he's approaching it from kind of a creepy area.
Fun fact, I've never, ever asked to mod on one channel ever. Never.
Well, people like it's it's a way to interact.
Wrenches thrown at me.
There you go. So I mean,
and I think I think he might be harmless, but I mean, I feel bad for him a little bit. I really do. I mean, he's had a lot of devastating things happen, and I don't know.
You got somebody like a Nance out there, a Rainbow Melon, and they realize there's not very many good-looking men out there that are single, that have something to offer, that are intelligent, that can carry. They go out with a guy, and the guy can't say anything, can't carry on a conversation. They're looking for somebody like that.
Hey, Jim, y'all want to see?
Want to see what?
See what?
You broke up on us, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's really cute.
By the way, Larry
Bird
Bird's
to block the music.
Larry Bird's son was indicted and arrested a couple months back for trying to run somebody over with a car.
Look at that. Hey, Arkansas, can you put that up on the big screen, Arkansas?
What was that?
Let me see.
Hey, see if you can put that on the big screen. Look, they got my screen's too bright. There it is. It's got you. It's us wearing the Mexican hat like this, like Rubens. And you got to get you and Betty Hayward's got guitars, and we're all doing the MC Hammer, and you're going down with a guitar, skipping the guitar between your crotch, Jim Terry. But it's called the Versace Band. Mr. X, you're on here too.
A mariachi band.
Ruben, and yeah, all of us are on here.
Mariachi.
Mariachi, yeah.
Nomad, you bring up a good point. Like a lot of people, I don't mean to pinhole everybody, but some people are just looking for a different type of entertainment. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it's all lonely and infirmed people, but there's some of that for sure. You know, but people just, you know, it's like a radio show that they can blow off steam to, too. You're absolutely right about that.
Oh, and that's
hey, Mr. X, how can I bring this up on the bigger screen?
Is it on your computer?
No, it's on my email.
Okay, so go into your email click present on the bottom.
On your computer.
On your computer. See, it says present, looks like a computer with an X in the middle of it or a cross.
Oh, present. Okay, present right here.
Yeah, and then you click present, and then if you have the tab open,
wait, download it first.
I got to download it first?
Yeah,
I mean, I would.
You got to download it.
Okay, let me
video
do that
file or share screen if it's a YouTube video that you're sharing.
No, it's not a YouTube video. It was an email I just got from Arkansas.
You got to download it on your computer.
Okay, let me do. Oh no! I can't do that.
I'm trying to figure out how I can put it in the back chat or something. I don't know.
I gotta do it like this. I do it like this. Do it like this. You guys still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here. Rainbow Melon, what I said, you don't have to rewind it. I'll just say it again, so you don't have to rewind it. I'm saying that there's a lot of ladies like Rainbow Melon and Nance out there, and they're looking for a man. They're looking for a man like a Mr. X. You know, they realize there's not many good men out there. There's not many men that are in great shape like me. I'm sorry?
She likes women.
Oh, she likes women? Well, still, I mean, she might switch over when she learns more about me. College graduate, all my teeth, never been arrested. What else? Let's go down the resume. College basketball player, SAG. I mean, we can go on and on and on and can carry on a conversation and a ton of charisma. Now, here's the thing. Go out with a Doug, have him take his shirt off. And then I'll take mine off.
All right.
And you tell me.
Take your shirt off, Mr. X. You can keep
No,
your mask
you'll find
on.
out. You'll find out one day. I'll come to Arkansas.
You'll never come to the States.
No, I've never been in that state. You're right. Probably flown over it. Great sense of humor, loves kids, loves dogs.
I've been to Texas.
What else do you want, Jim?
I've been to Texarkana. That's Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It was weird, very weird. That's where I first learned about the Boggy Creek Monster.
Yeah, Rainbow Melon likes men. She's not a lesbian.
Oh shoot. Sorry, my bad.
God, Arkansas. She just outed her, and she's not even gay.
Nice toes. That's another thing. You're right, Nance. Cares about people, listens as well as speaks. I mean,
pink butthole.
Pink butthole.
Hey, you guys ready? I got it. You guys ready?
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I didn't know it was a Christmas song. What the hell?
That was fucking awesome. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yep.
I like that. Who did that?
I don't know. I got a text. I got an email from Arkansas.
I didn't know it was a Christmas song. What the? I didn't even
Play it
know
again?
the song was on there.
I'll play it one more time, guys.
I don't know if the song is gonna be a problem or what.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, Jim's gone.
He left?
Yeah.
Oh.
He saw it the first time. I got to go too because I got to get up early. But
yeah, I got to get up early too.
Off. Well, let me know. Let me know if you get to the 4,000. Are you going on tomorrow after the afternoon live?
What time are you guys coming on? Afternoon?
I'm assuming that it's going to be 11 Pacific or maybe 11:30.
Well, that's perfect because I got to go see my nurse tomorrow at noon.
You're going back there? Didn't you go there like 3 times already this weekend?
Well, yeah, I got to go back again because she wasn't there the other day.
Okay.
Are you talking about going on? Oh, you said at lunchtime?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be in Beverly Hills. I'm going to wrap something up probably around at 11:30. So this is kind of what I do because I always I talk about these things. And somebody said the other day, like, I don't know what Century City is. And I'm like, I'm talking about it like all you guys have been here, you know? So I'm like, well, why don't I fucking show it so it makes sense? So when I say, oh, CAA, this agency, now, I mean, you can look it up, but like now we can have a conversation with me right in front of the fucking building. And like, that's it. It's in that area. Or Rodeo Drive. I'll drive. We'll have a chat. We'll drive down Rodeo Drive. Shit like that. Like, I'm going to be down there anyway. So we'll pop on. We'll do something like that. That's what I'm talking about doing. Jim will be there.
I'll be at work probably. So.
Yeah.
All these UK people are like, we want an earlier show. You know, we come on so we can, you know. So like Frey J's one of the few UK people, you know, that's here all the time. But a lot of people said they can't chat from the UK. So it was like, okay, why don't we come on earlier? Then they can't say that anymore, you know.
Yeah, but Mr. X, answer your question. Yes, I will be going on after you and Jim. Is there going to be a VIP plus tomorrow?
It's only VIP plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so PZ says he's been to Century City. So yeah, basically I'll probably start in and around Beverly Hills. I'll probably make a loop around. I'll go back onto the Avatar. You know, Jim will talk as I'm driving. I'll get into Century City and then maybe go by Fox, and that's about it. I mean, if it's rainy or windy, maybe not do it. But
I'm going to be at work, so I'll probably miss it.
Yeah, it'll be on VIP plus. I mean, I'm not expecting like a ton of people there, but it's like one of those beach things where Jim's there and like you can kind of catch up on it. And if you've never seen it before, now you've seen it. It's not like it's going to be as involved as the stuff was today. So,
Miss Arkansas, did you do that, Miss Arkansas?
Yeah, no, it's an app that does that.
Oh, that's an app that does it. Oh, okay.
You just add people's faces to it. I was trying to do it really quickly.
Yeah, Frey J is the only one from the UK that sticks around at any time.
Right.
Hey, Mr. X, yeah, so I'll be on tomorrow after you guys go off then, okay?
Okay.
And if you know, if I get the 4,000 hours watch hours before, like tonight, and it shows me that I've got my 4,000 hours of watch time, I'll be giving you a call if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be awake, but yeah, that's fine. And then
I won't call you tonight. I'll wait till the morning to call you.
Yeah, I mean, you could call me. I just probably won't answer because I'll be sleeping. But I do have a question for Nance, who's in the chat here, obviously. Now, Nance, was that really you who bought that bra or what? Is that a joke? I mean, somebody bought a bra. I can't tell who bought what or what went where, but I could see somebody bought one of them.
Yeah, I'd like to know that as well.
Who bought that bra? In fact, I'm going to go look again. Probably cancel the order.
Chris Dix.
Chris, I can tell you what size it is probably. No, I don't think I could do that, but
yeah, you can. You can do it.
Can you?
Yeah, of course.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up.
Arkansas is all excited.
Hey, Ruben, how you feeling?
Actually, I don't care too much. I mean, I don't care all about boobs at all. I'm not even okay, look.
Yeah, it was on January 11th at 7:18 p.m. So they woke up early. It's a medium.
I woke up early to get the bra.
Yeah, I mean, it's not small. I mean, medium sounds good.
Yeah, Mr. X, I'm gonna buy me a hoodie though too.
What's the biggest size they got? I mean, that you have
for the bra? Oh, you know what? That guy who was asking for the jigsaw puzzle, I think it was a Sea Org. He must have bought this jigsaw puzzle tonight. How weird is that?
Did you really put one up there?
Yeah, I was just sitting there doing nothing, and then somebody said, "Hey, you guys should get a jigsaw puzzle." So I just made it in like the hour that we were sitting there. Because I wasn't talking, and I don't want to contribute to that, that story too much because it's not really my thing.
Right.
You talk about the bra.
Yeah, what's the biggest size they have?
Small, extra small, small, medium, large, 2 XL, and then 2X. So medium is 34D to 34E or 36A to 36C. I don't understand why there's 2 sizes for it, but
yeah, that's weird.
Tight fit around the body, hugging feeling. We'll recommend ordering a size up from more casual type wear.
I was going to get one now. Oh, damn, they're $40. Okay.
Yeah, it's the most expensive thing. I mean, they give you a thing to, well, if you know this, if you're on there, like this is like the guesstimate price. Like we're suggesting this price, and we went up with all the prices they suggested. But
Right.
It's not like we made it more money or anything like that, but that's just, you know, whatever it is.
Sure.
Right,
But yeah,
there's
the
a price on it.
34C is like the perfect size.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Mr. X, thank you so much, man. And everybody else, thank you to Ruben, King Samoan,
I think
Arkansas.
Ruben's stretching his legs right now, Johnny.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's swing sizes. Okay. Oh, yeah, because they're a sports bra. They're tight. I didn't even think about that. Well, what do I know?
What you mean? What'd you say? Swing sizes? What's that mean?
I don't know. I think that means because they're tighter fitting. Because there's, I don't. Nance said it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I'm gonna get one and let's see.
You are really?
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Good. Come on the show with it. All right, I'm out of here, guys.
Okay, thank you, Mr. X.
We'll talk to you later. Well, Johnny, you got 5 more minutes before we go off air, so you'll have 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's Friday, bitches. Hey, I'm so happy.
Friday.
Hey, tomorrow. Hey, guys, tomorrow we'll stay on for almost like we'll bring Saturday morning in tomorrow, okay? Because Jim will be going off. You know, he'll be coming on the afternoon, so then I can go ahead and get on right after he gets on, and we can work. We can do all that. I got. Oh, as a matter of fact, I got to do my laundry tomorrow, so I'll come on after Jim. After Jim gets done, and not right after him, but as soon as I get my laundry done, and then I'll come on and finish up getting the rest of the watch hour time. And like King Samoan, you said it that you said it. We were going to get it by this weekend, and
right.
You know what, Bub? We only need 200 more. We only need 200 more hours. That's it. We only need 200 more hours.
Jim Terry, Mr. X needs to give us a promo code for the merchandise.
Get that promo code.
Yeah, they can make a promo code.
Hey, everybody, do me a favor. PZ wants you to watch his chat. It'll take a minute. It'll take a minute. So
Okay.
he wants you. He's going to tell you guys something. And now, if anybody wants to hit the Cash App up, it's money sign YARB 76. And thank you very much. Thank you. I like how Jim does it.
How many more hours you got left, Johnny? 200
I need 200 more. I need 200 more.
Oh, you'll have that by morning, probably. I don't know. If we run it, if we keep running like we've been doing, I've been watching it all day.
Right.
Had the show going all day. Well, that's just me though, so that don't count for much.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody,
but I think several
everybody
of us
put
do
the
that.
show on and just play it while you sleep.
Right. Get Johnny the 4,000 hours, huh, Johnny?
Yeah.
It'd be exciting. You wake up and you've got it already.
Right. Absolutely.
It's
Well,
possible.
Johnny,
We're pretty much there, guys. We're pretty much there.
Right.
We just need 200 more hours. We need 200 more hours.
And
So if we
remember,
need
you can't do it without all the people in the chat room. You know, they're the ones really who make you successful.
Yeah, I know, and I'm grateful for those. Grateful, mad when you get I'll get you when you're monetized.
There you go. Yeah.
There are 71 watching. Oh, and do me a favor, guys. On the way out, if you don't mind,
Hit that like.
there are 71 hours of watchers right now. If everyone plays Johnny's 8-hour video tonight, going to sleep, he will get that 4,000 hours watchment. He'll get the 400 hours watchment.
That's right. So everybody just play the
200 now.
video while you go to bed, while you're sleeping.
Yeah,
Very
turn your volume down. If you guys don't mind, there's an 8-hour video that I did. And if you guys don't mind, go watch that video, and so I can get my time. So I can get my time in the morning. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'll be jumping up for joy if I can see that in the morning.
That'd be
4,000
exciting.
hours of watch time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one more thing, Ty Corbin, thank you for telling people to smash that like button for Johnny. Thank you. And King Samoan, you were telling me the video we did yesterday, we got over 1,000 views.
Yeah, you got over 1,000 views yesterday. Good job, Johnny.
Woohoo! That's
Really?
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, we had 70 people watching all night tonight. It did not go below 71 or 70. So we had 71 people watching all night tonight. And it is called Special Guest from American Idol is the video name.
Yeah, the one where
Easy.
Stage Tech was on.
When Stage Tech was on.
Yeah.
And another thing, guys, I just want to say one more thing. Arkansas, King Samoan, Ruben, you guys are more than welcome to come up on my panel. So pretty much when I set up my StreamYard, I'm gonna go ahead and send y'all the link right away, okay, guys? Because you guys are my special guest, and I love every one of you guys. You guys are the bomb. You guys are.
We love you. You rock.
Always,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Got a good
We're
heart.
here to support you, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna look at that.
Ty Corbin.
I want to look at that video one more time.
Ty Corbin said, "Did you call
Johnny.
him in the middle of the night
What?
last night?"
Ty Corbin's asking you a question.
Oh, Johnny, did you call me in the middle of the night last night? Ty Corbin, yes, I did, because I was supposed to be I thought I was calling somebody else, and I accidentally dialed your number, and I'm so sorry.
Jim Terry made him do it.
He got tricked into calling you.
Yeah, I got tricked into calling you. Sorry about that, bud. I'm gonna play that video again, guys. Hold on.
Okay.
I wish I'd known it was a Christmas song. I would have changed it to something else. I didn't know. I wouldn't listen.
Well, you can still change it again if you want
Yeah,
to.
I'm gonna make some more.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
I was gonna say we can't skip, but yeah, now it's up.
That's really good, though. I like that.
It is funny.
I like that.
I'm gonna put Ruben Sanchez in the next one, and whoever else I can find.
King
Miss
Simone, you got to
T.
put King Simone in there.
Well, hey, I've never seen a picture of him. I need a picture.
Show her, King Samoan. Show her.
There's no picture here.
Oh my gosh! Just give me a picture, man. Pretend.
I don't have a picture.
Don't be scared all your life.
No, I'm not scared. I already told everybody why I don't show my face. It has nothing to do with me. I don't care. But I got kids and a ex-wife and some kids to think about.
Oh, okay.
And they don't want to be harassed by people, because I'll take it. You know, if they do that shit to my kids, I'll take it real life. And yeah.
Hey, Fast Eddie, it's funny that you commented.
Hey, go ahead.
I got a picture. He was in one of the photos that I used. I mean, I guess he was on panel with somebody or something. I don't know, or a comment. So it did his picture too. I almost put it in there, but it's not a real picture. Anyway, him, her, whoever it is.
It was Betty Hayward.
I did show some of my face before. I did. I was wearing a ski mask, but
When did you do that? When was this?
I don't know. A couple
Was
nights
it
ago,
here?
I think.
On here?
Yeah, it was on this show.
Okay, I will seek it out and I will find it.
I don't remember when it was, but I did. I was showing somebody my long hair because I have, hair.
It was the show before last. It was the show before the American Idol one.
Okay, I'll find it. Can I braid your hair?
Can you braid my hair? Sure, anytime.
Tony says Tony 801 says, Johnny, 2 people got taken out tonight.
Yeah, she blocked them.
Oh, good girl.
Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly, though, Johnny, for a good chat.
Yeah.
Taking out a few.
Well, hey guys, this is it. It's 302.
All right.
Tomorrow
it is 303 here. It's not 303 there, is it?
It's 104 here.
Okay, yeah, but it's 3 here for real.
Are you guys tired?
I'm not, no. But
I went to sleep as soon as I got off work on accident. I fell asleep. I just woke up at the end of Jim's show.
If you're tired, though, Johnny, you can call.
Yeah,
tonight.
you can go to bed. It's okay.
I know Johnny's a night owl. He pretends like he's not, but I know he is.
Hey, Tony, who was those 2? I'd like to know who those 2 people were. Tony 801.
One of them, you told Chris to get out. He got blocked. I know. I saw that.
The point between rage and serenity, whoever that is, I don't know.
Serenity and the point of rage.
The point between rage and serenity is their
Yeah, he told me
name.
to stop being a cunt.
I saw that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
All right, cool. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, who were the trolls?
Well,
Nance wants to know.
Let them go rage then.
Yeah, they can go somewhere else. This over here is all collection. This is all select. He was pissing me off, King. He was really pissing me off tonight.
I know he was.
Johnny Dix and the one Arkansas said, okay, thank you.
Which was probably Christopher Dix also. He might have made another account or something.
Well, and like I said, I don't have anything against Chris Dix. I don't, I feel sorry for him as well. He's gone through a lot of bullshit, and I'm sure he does have some bad, sad stories, but
yeah, but he was acting really weird
I still think
tonight.
he's doing it for attention because he's lonely. I really do.
One of my You know, believe it or not, one of my rules were like, I know you're cool, Arkansas, and you're cool, King Samoan. One of my rules were in the chat and to come into my chat. Don't be somebody that you're not. You show me your face. You know, you don't have to show me your face, but don't come in my chat room
my
being
face
someone
for the most part, Johnny. You know, everybody has.
Don't use a fake account like a sock account, whatever they call them, sock accounts or something. I don't know what.
Seor wrote, Chris Dix is a puss.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and start swinging y'all one by one, and we're gonna break it down.
Break it on down.
Miss Arkansas, thank you for showing up tomorrow. You'll be here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'll be here. I don't have a life. I'm just playing.
Okay. So I'll send you the link tomorrow too. Okay.
Okay, hon. Have a good one.
Tony, you did a good
You
job.
too, Arkansas.
Yeah, great job tonight.
Good night, Arkansas.
I'm trying to get off. I don't.
Great job.
Right. Ruben.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. You were a good sport tonight. Thank you for stretching out your legs. I'll catch you later, Ruben. He's gone.
Well, Johnny.
Ruben, you out of here?
There
All right,
goes.
King Samoan. I love you,
Well,
brother. I'm gonna call you in the morning, okay?
Always, brother. You know, have a good show.
I'm gonna
Great
send
show
your package
tonight.
off tomorrow too, man.
That's fine. You know, have a good night. Good show tonight, by the way. Awesome.
Thank you.
And,
I appreciate it.
Plan on doing it again tomorrow. Yeah.
You know what? I think these 3 hours is gonna push me over 4,000 hours of watch time.
That's good. I still think we should come on tomorrow and talk about ghost stories being Friday the 13th.
Oh, we're going to.
So we should tell
That's what I'm
everybody
saying.
that as well. If anybody has a ghost story or paranormal and they feel comfortable coming up or calling in and talking about it, we're going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, Johnny?
Yes, sir. We're going to be doing that tomorrow, and it'll be after. So it probably will be around what time you think, Paul? What time tomorrow? We're doing laundry tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Seorg said he's been abducted by aliens. I believe it.
Huh? I got my appointment tomorrow, Paul. So we're gonna play it by ear right now, but most definitely I'm coming. Most definitely I'm coming on, and we're gonna. If anybody has a story, I can bring up to 10 people up on my panel, and whoever can. But you got to tell a story. You got to tell a ghost story. You got to tell some private paranormal activity.
Yeah.
UFOs, and if you don't come, okay. Arkansas works till 5. Your time, Arkansas, or California time?
Her time. So I think that would be like 2 or 3 o'clock our time, Johnny.
Okay, so but anytime that we go on, we're gonna go on.
Oh, we got a call.
Oh, that's Nance.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Hello.
Is this Johnny?
This is Johnny.
Hey, it's Nance.
Hey, Nance, how are you?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to call because King and you guys were talking about having like a ghost paranormal night.
Yes, we are.
Tomorrow.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I just wanted to make sure so I can let my brother know and see if he's available because he could back up our stories here at our house.
Okay, cool. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to hear him.
Sounds good,
Absolutely.
Johnny. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, no problem.
Bye,
Sweet
Nance.
dreams.
Sweet dreams. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Mwah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good call right there.
Yeah, Nance is good to call in. I'd like to hear her stories because she's big into that stuff. And
You know, guys, I just want to.
Well,
Go ahead, Ruben. Go ahead, King. What do you say?
I said Danielle's has some stories, I believe she says as well, or experiences. So she'd be another one to bring up and let her.
Danielle, if you're listening, Danielle, tomorrow I'm bringing you up. And Ty Corbin, if you have a ghost story, you're coming up. Nance's brother might show up tomorrow, and we're going to tell some ghost stories tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Equalizer has some stories.
Equalizer, I'm bringing you. You're coming up to Equalizer. I have 8 seats left. Ruben's got one, so we got 7. And Arkansas gets one. Then we got that's 4. We got 6 seats left. Oh, and Equalizer. I said Equalizer too. Has already got a seat here too.
Right.
So I guess I'll email you guys the link tomorrow after I get seat up. After it gets set up.
Danny
Nicole.
There's a lot of people, Johnny, that have stories that we can have up, so it could be a nice long stream for you.
Yeah, that'll work out good. And after somebody tells a couple stories, so everybody can get a turn, we'll just bring you down and bring somebody else back up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Johnny. So we can plan on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should be a good night or a good stream tomorrow. So absolutely, I think it's a good idea. Well, that stuff, I like that type of stuff. I don't know if you're big into it, Johnny, but I'm big into it.
I'm into it, but I don't have no ghost stories though. So I'll be here listening to you guys again.
Well, you're always welcome to pitch in. What about PZ? Does he have any?
PZ, you got any ghost stories? Paranormal activity? No, he's not. He's really not a cameraman. He's just like you.
I know
he doesn't want to. He don't want to come on camera.
But we could always hear his voice if he has.
We can always hear your voice.
As a story, you know what I mean? We don't have to see his. We don't have to see his picture. I know he's more behind the scenes guy. That's not a problem.
He doesn't have no stories.
Well, I guess we'll hear everybody else's and some of mine.
Yeah, but you know what? When we have it, when we start, can I tell my alien abduction story to Sea Org?
There you go. See, even Sea Org has been abducted by aliens.
Yeah, I'm joking. I hope you know that. Dan and Nicole, you're more than welcome to come up here tomorrow. You're coming up here tomorrow. Grateful Mad. No, I don't hate you, Grateful Mad. I love you, man. I love you, man. Don't say that. I don't.
Nomad.
Grateful Nomad. Let me tell you something. I don't hate no one. I don't hate no one except a few people. And you know what? We'll have some. We can bake some cookies or some cupcakes and to celebrate.
Nothing wrong with
that.
that.
Says Johnny, you may need some. Who's that calling me now?
You got another phone call coming in.
Yeah, Nevada. Oh, that's Corbin. Ty Corbin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You're on live. How you doing?
Hey, Johnny. I thought I wasn't dreaming that last night.
Yeah, that was due to Jim.
So the night that he was sorting out who was Shack Lady, we were going to spoof him really hard. We were going to say no. Bria was going to keep saying no, I'm Shack Lady. Until Jim got confused and mad about an argument. Then she was going to go, Jim. And then when he goes, what? She was going to go, bye, hang up the phone.
Hey, how's your dog?
He didn't fall for it.
How's your dog doing, bro?
My dog's doing good. I got one in heat.
Oh, you got one in heat?
The other one.
That's always the worst.
There. So.
Oh, okay.
But they're doing good. And your cat?
My cat's doing great. She's over here making a racket. She's telling me that she's hungry now. She wants me to go feed her.
Hey, you guys, what did you think about that lady that called? I forgot her name, but said that she recorded Kurt.
That was
Irish
interesting.
Rose, original Irish Rose.
Right. Yeah, that was an interesting call.
What she said.
Yeah, that was.
I
really didn't get. I caught bits and pieces of it.
Did you catch that, King Simone?
I did. I heard the whole thing, and I thought it was interesting. You know, and like I was telling people, I have a family member in the prison system in Utah. And the whole thing with what's her name and that phone call, the way that stuff works, and I'll have to verify this with my mom, but I'm pretty sure just because one person's on the line, that doesn't mean the inmate's across from you on the screen. Like, it'll still show that it's an active video, but it's up to the inmate whether they show up or not. Does that make sense? So, like, if you know how she scheduled an interview with him, and he maybe accepted it, you know, but whether he actually showed up
was with Kurt.
Oh, well, I'm talking about, she brought up the Brookie stuff too, but yes, the Kurt stuff as well. And I don't, there's no doubt in my mind now after hearing so many of those stories that Kurt does go that way. He can deny it all he wants, but I think it's 100% true. And that wouldn't surprise me if he broke down crying and saying that stuff. It really wouldn't. We've seen it multiple times. You know what I mean, Ty?
Yeah, I guess it kind of reinforces what I've been saying all along. I had no idea that was out there.
Yeah, you know, it's too bad that she got rid of it. That's the crappy thing, because, you know, there's going to be so many people that say it's a lie.
I don't think she got rid of it. I think the cops have it just like she said. And I think that they probably have a recording of it too. I just don't think that they're interested in releasing it right now or allowed to.
Right.
That's what I think. Who the hell wouldn't recopy that? Come on.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, and I think unfortunately it's going to bring out a lot of doubters. You know what I mean? They're going to try and say, well, she doesn't have any proof, or that's just her, some random person calling in. But she went into pretty deep detail on it. You know, if it's the truth, it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
Well,
maybe this is getting closer to being solved than what we think. I hope.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope it. I haven't been following. Hey, you know what, Ty Corbin? I haven't been following the whole thing, but I hope y'all really do find that person because that nobody deserves to be not found like that. You know what I mean? There is something there to me. What I'm getting at, there is something more to this story than nobody's saying more to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've thought that all along, just by the way certain people were acting, not so much by what I knew, but by the way they were acting.
Right. Like, personally, this is between me and you and everybody else in the chat. I really do believe his mother might have something to do with it.
Hey, and you guys, you know, another thing that kind of pissed me off tonight, and I'm going to say it. When Chris Lloyd called in, that man works for F-16s. He's been doing it a long time. He kept doing it as a civilian because we're short on F-16 mechanics, and he's teaching others how to do it. And he knows what's going on. And when he said, well, what else do you think that plane would be doing? It's his way of saying he knows exactly what the fuck it was doing. People can think what they want about jets not being able to do that. The package on that airplane that he was telling me about, and I think that Indiana was getting me mixed up with what I was saying. The NOTAM, in other words, the notice to the airmen, was to the military pilots, not civilian pilots. It was to the military pilots, letting them know that that LiDAR plane was in their airspace and where it was at and what it would be doing.
Well, Ty, people don't realize, you know, that maybe aren't familiar with that area, how much of that area is surrounded by military airbase with the West Desert, you know, on almost all sides of it. Is it not pretty much all military in that area?
And you're not going to fly a plane in there without getting met by military aircraft without permission. That's the bottom line. There's Dugway Proving Grounds out there.
And I don't think people realize how much military
Bonapau's Top Gun Test Range comes into there. It's Hillfield's West Desert Test Range with the bombing range. It just goes on and on.
Yeah. And people, I don't think people realize that
particular area about you're not going to fly in there without permission. And I think they get permission from the range supervisor, and I think they have to get written permission from him. And then they're scheduled to do it and given the time and everything. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I don't think Chris Dix is going to be coming on. I mean, Christopher Lloyd's going to be coming on anymore because he was treated pretty disrespectful, I believe.
Yeah, they kind of were trying to doubt his, you know, and I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard, Ty, to look up his credentials and see what he actually is and who he is.
Doesn't understand. The FBI was pissed off that he knew about it. It was a military aircraft and nobody should have known about it.
Right. Yeah.
And he didn't pick up on that. I don't know why he didn't pick up on that. But Chris isn't going to tell him exactly what he hair and everything because he doesn't know. But he knows the motherfucker shouldn't be doing it right in that area. There's nothing there. He's not looking for missile silos. He's not looking for underground bunkers. And
True.
from what I understand, the packages on those big jets will make these little LiDAR planes look like child's play. That's what I was told. And not by Christopher Lloyd, by another source.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
Well, and Ty, you know, at the end of the day, you know, all we can do is guess and think, you know. But I will take the word over somebody who actually works in the military field, and I know, like you said, the whole Hill Air Force Base and all that stuff. And I will take somebody's word that knows that stuff because I don't know anything about aviation at all. So, you know, I think he's been too dead on about things. And like you said, in a roundabout way, he was saying something without actually saying it. And I definitely caught on to what he was saying. And it is odd that they do have those planes out there, and we can only guess what the hell they have on them. You know, at the end of the day, we don't know.
Well, I can tell you one time when I was out there searching, and he hit it like clockwork. Told me what kind of airplane it was going to be and everything. I just misquoted what he said because I didn't remember, because it was way back in July. But he told me when the plane was coming, it would be there. Another time he told me we would see F-35s, and sure as shit, they showed up. And I mean, as he was talking on the phone with me. So he knows what's going on out there. He's been out there for, well, like you said, he's a combat veteran. He's worked fixing airplanes in a combat zone. So I think that he was kind of treated poorly, and I didn't like it. And I didn't like what those guys said. I would, you know, Black Dove may know what he knows, but he doesn't work at this particular test range.
Right. Well, and I don't think they understand. Well, maybe Black Dove does understand, and he should know that with so much military airspace out there, I'm sure there's so many.
And I can tell you this much: I don't know what he knows. I've been around aircraft for a lot of my life. I've worked for major airlines, more than one, but I don't know about LiDAR. I don't know about ground penetrating radar. I don't know what has, you know, I don't know anything about that shit, and I'm not going to pretend I do. I can just go by what I was told, and he's been pretty damn accurate when he called me when we were out there searching, because we were searching under the test zone, and telling me when these airplanes would show up. And I was simply amazed by the white one that I saw with the stripe on it, and it looked like it had a guppy belly, like it had a fat fuselage on the bottom. And he called that one exact. And from what I understand, you can look it up yourselves. You can find the FAA app, look for something that's flying a grid, look up the tail number, look who owns the airplane, and then look up and see what they do. You can even call some of those companies.
Hey, Ty Corbin, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but it's my I got to get out of here. Thank you. You can call you want to come on the panel tomorrow?
Now that I got your number, I'll call you about 4 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Go ahead. I got that coming. You want to come on the panel tomorrow?
I'll see what I can do, buddy, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Thanks for calling in, Ty.
Thanks for calling in, Ty.
All right, you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Yeah. So everybody, I just want to say good night to all you guys. You guys have peaceful dreams. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And I love every one of you guys. Thank you for coming in and tuning in with us. Until next time, this is Johnny Yarbrough, a.k.a. Gay Sloth, and my co-host, King Samoan. Good night, and we love you.
Peace.
Peace.